This is Chicago Hockey Radio with your hosts, Justin Lynch, Charlie Weber, Natalie Chibi, and Andrew Nolan.
Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Chicago Hockey Radio. It is 9/8 day. 98. 98. That's right. Connor Bedard Day, baby. We are back. Hello, we're back, department. I would like to file a claim. CHR is back, baby. We have so much to get into today. Recapping the summer of all time. It surely has been one of the off seasons that has ever taken place. And we're here to recap that and also just preview what there is to look forward to. The prospect showcase coming up this weekend. A lot to look forward to this season. But we got to get those little intangibles out of the way first. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. And to listen to us everywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, the whole 9 yards. And follow us in all the social media platforms. Hope you've been keeping track of our top 100 Blackhawk series. That's been a lot of fun. And you can catch that on Instagram and everywhere. All the social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. So, man, so ready to be back and welcome. Glad to be back with all of you.
Yeah, glad to be back in the studio with you too.
And we've got some new technical things that we could bring up here.
For sure. I like this new little layout we got.
We're on the prod cam now. The producer cam. Little transition in there. Thought that'd be a little cool intro that Raven and I have been working on.
Absolute cinema. We got a producer cam now.
Yeah, see? What's up, guys?
Wow.
Nolan.
I can actually see you. Because all this time last year, like I could hear Nolan, but I couldn't actually see him. Now we can see you.
Can. Yeah.
That's
we were
amazing.
testing it out last summer, and now we're back in business, right?
Absolutely. We are absolutely back in business.
Absolutely.
Love to
Pretty
see
nice.
that.
Great success.
I think that's a good place to start. We could start a little less serious. We're going to have a lot of time this year to be serious. Let's be unserious for a second. How's everybody's summer been? Yeah.
I can't complain. I spent it mostly here in Chicago. Beautiful place to be for most of the summer. Had a few family trips, Wisconsin, North Carolina, but mostly stayed here. Went to a few Cubs games, hung out with all my buddies that are spending the summer here. So, it was definitely busy, but it was a good summer. And
Busy's good. Yeah.
just ready to get hockey back, honestly.
Summertown Shy treating you well.
Yeah. Good couple concerts as well.
All the Blackhawks prospects really enjoy themselves in Chicago, too. I remember during that prospect week, they were all like on the beach playing football and stuff. Yeah. I'm sure Mason West was cooking them all, but love to see that. It's definitely a great city to be in during the summer. I'm sure a lot of the Blackhawks are getting back around this time. Obviously, training camp next week and prospect showcase this weekend, but we'll have time to get to that later. How about you, Natalie? How was your summer?
Very, very busy. Working for the White Sox.
The better Chicago baseball team. Maybe not record-wise.
We can debate that all we want.
We'll get to that later during the Chicago sports talk.
That could be a whole 4-hour podcast.
Been to a lot of White Sox games. Enjoyed every single second of it. My coworkers are great. I love them. Started working for the Athletes Unlimited softball league, so I got to travel to some really cool places that I've never been before. Louisiana, Tennessee, North Carolina, Nebraska. It was a very eventful summer, and just trying to spend time with my family and friends. Haven't really been able to do that before, especially since I was heavily involved at school, but now I'm just really happy to be back here, and I missed it, and I can't wait for this season. It is going to be absolute cinema.
I knew that was coming.
This is cinema. I love that.
This is cinema.
I tried to go to one White Sox game this summer and it got rained out, so I think that was a sign from God. It didn't go to any more the rest of the summer. I'm like, okay, I guess God was sending me a message there. So
when God lets you not watch the White Sox,
honestly, at the end of the day, I think it was probably for a reason. So, how about you, Nolan? How was your summer?
Honestly, pretty uneventful. Took a couple trips up to Wisconsin, but that's pretty much the furthest I went. If I wasn't at home doing stuff for the podcast, I was at Wrigley Field. I think the summer record ended up being like 7-4. I mean, we'll take
that's a
that.
lot of games.
Yeah,
6 or 7 wins.
No, we're not doing this. First show, we're not doing this.
Already gave me an opportunity.
Come on.
I took the bait. I'm sorry, Nolan.
The last game I went to was on Tuesday. That was a pretty good win. Got very close to a foul ball. Ricocheted off the I don't know what you would call it, the stanchion, I guess.
Did you have a Steve Bartman notice?
No. But my buddy next to me caught it after missing a toss up from Justin Turner in the fifth inning.
A toss up.
Yeah, he completely flubbed on a toss up, and then he got one, in the seventh inning. I don't get it, really. It's his first game there, and that is the first foul ball I have ever seen in those seats.
What do you Cubs fans have to say about this little Milwaukee Brewers run at the moment?
Fraudulent.
Is that right?
It's all going to come down, crashing down October 1st. So
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see about that.
It's cute now, but when the playoffs come, we'll see. It's cute now. That's what it is.
Yeah, my summer's mostly been pretty boring. I've mostly just been writing about hockey and making social media content, as is my life. But yeah, no, it was otherwise, though. I went on a really nice trip, like late July, early August. Went to Italy, saw Rome. Also went on a little Greek cruise, saw some islands over there. Saw Athens, a lot of history over there. Actually saw Olympia, the first location of the ancient Olympic Games. So that was pretty cool. I'm hopefully we'll see some Blackhawks in the Olympics this year, in the modern day Olympics, that is. So, no, there was a lot of fun. Otherwise, not really much happened for me this summer. I think I was mostly just looking forward to getting this season underway, as we are doing right now. I think I've been ready for this moment for a long time. I think we all have been.
I think you were
2
born
months.
ready.
2 months is a long break, man. It's a long break, but we truly are. Hockey season is truly upon us as we speak, and I think
we are so back.
We're all happy for it. I think
we
we're
were
all
never
here
gone.
for it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I think also, how about the CHR summer video series that we've been doing? Obviously, releasing a video a week. I think it'd be cool. Maybe we go around the table here and each of us can say what our favorite CHR summer video was. Yeah. How about you, Charlie?
I really liked listening to the Drew Comesso interview that
he
you
was a
guys
beauty.
did last week. He seemed like a cool guy to just talk about his career with. Very laid back. And I feel like you guys got a lot of good sound bites out of him. A lot of information that I feel like I haven't heard from Drew at all. So no, that was a good interview from you guys for sure. That one, and I also really enjoyed our intern.
Yeah.
You guys cooked with that one.
Going around town with you guys, it was fun. Cool that we got led into the United Center by a friend of the show. That let us kind of walk around the lower bowl when no one was there.
Who will remain nameless.
Yeah, who
He must not be named.
Our sources must stay anonymous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that
Magician can never reveal his secrets, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
tricks of the trade. But yeah, going out there, getting super dog, or not super dog.
I just had Superdog last night.
That's so
I
funny.
just had that last weekend. Yeah.
I really meant to say Billy Goat, and I said super dog. But yeah, that was a good day with you guys.
Very nice. Yeah. How about you, Natalie? What was your favorite summer video? Would you agree, intern? Yeah.
Yeah, the intern video was great. I loved being a part of that. Saw a lot of great Chicago landmarks, and I got to hang out with you guys and get to know you guys better. And it was such a good day. I really enjoyed that. I also really liked your story time videos. Those were
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very, very interesting. A lot of information that some people wouldn't know. So yeah, I found that very informative, and your storytelling abilities are just great. So very entertaining watch. If you guys haven't watched that, you really should. Justin is just outstanding at everything he does. So.
Oh wow, the glazing is really unreal.
That's
but I
insane.
appreciate
stick
that.
that to Justin.
Hey.
I
I
agree.
appreciate. No, thank you very much. I appreciate
Elite
that.
storyteller right
Steve
here.
Dango on Timu, I think. That's sort of the vibes I was
Do
going
you do
for.
weddings, Justin?
Not now. You want me? Or you want to book me?
I might need you to hire you. Yeah.
All right.
Someone can't give a speech. You might be the guy.
Absolutely, big speech guy. How about you, Nolan?
First, actually, I'll give it a fun fact. I am an ordained minister. So if you guys ever need
What?
anything for weddings, I've been an ordained minister for the last 8 years. Randomly signed up during a high school theology class.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
What a pull!
Yeah,
Nolan
absolute
Moore.
pull. But in terms of summer videos, I mean, honestly, the intern one was super cool. That was the first one that I was actually behind the camera and doing a lot of the camera work for.
cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. I was the main chef, not the sous chef, so that was pretty fun. I thought the prospect video that you and I did, Justin, was pretty cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
you stole my one. That was the one I was going to swap. I'll just take it with you.
All right, yeah, okay. So I mean, I thought that was super cool. Just I'm the leader of the prospect talk now, right?
Honestly, you are. I think you're the number one. I'm the number two. I thought I was the prospect guy until this man showed up. I mean, the amount of knowledge this guy is pulling, your puck knowledge is truly off the charts.
I appreciate the glazing. Thank you.
And we'll have plenty of time for prospect talk this year. I know our chat's gonna be really excited to have that back.
Oh, and now you got a guy on the inside too. I mean, this is going to be. I'm going to be leading a lot of prospect talk this year. I'm
we're gonna have
just
a lot of fun
forewarning
with
you
that.
all.
I'm excited for that.
And then also, I think another first for me, interviewing Drew Comesso is so cool.
He was cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a great guy. I'm super excited to see him in Rockford this year. I've been, rooting for him ever since he got drafted by the Hawks. being an Olympian. I think him being an Olympian at 20 years old.
That's wild.
And having a shutout in his first game too. I just thought that was so cool. And obviously, like, he was probably the ice hog that I was most excited to watch last year. And just being able to interview Drew, I mean, such a great guy. Like,
such a chill guy.
Yeah, such a chill guy. Absolutely. I had so much fun, especially that being my first one too. So.
And he gave really good answers too. Like, there's a stereotype that hockey players are just kind of really quick with it. They didn't really give you much to the media. But
yeah,
no, it was like talking to a philosopher, man. Like, he was really going in depth and everything. So
yeah,
you could really see that BU education kind of shining.
Oh
there.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's weird to be done with college now, but yeah, for me, I would have to agree. I think the prospect video I did with you, I would say that was my favorite CHR summer video. Top 15 Blackhawks prospects. That was a doozy. And Merrick Van Acker's a part of that. Got to interview him as well, and I would say that's my runner-up, number 2, the Merrick Van Acker interview. He was a beauty. Absolute beauty.
My guy from Delhi.
Absolutely, man.
I'm coining that nickname now. I might have to file a trademark soon, but that's my guy from Delhi. Just.
Yeah, and speaking of prospect talk, I think just the logical place to start, if we want to actually get serious here and start talking Blackhawks hockey during this Hawks Hour, we just got some breaking news today, chat. We've been waiting for this. The Hawks were the last ones to release their Tom Curver's Prospect Showcase roster.
Yes,
and we have just received this information right before the show started. It's like they knew. It's like we knew. CHR is about to go live. We got to give them something to talk about today. And they just dropped the Prospect Showcase roster. So I think worth going through this one. I'll just kind of name some names here. We got the forward group: Nathan Bem, Ryan Gagne, Ryan Green, Parker Holmes, Harrison Israels, Nick Lardis, Martin Misiak, Oliver Moore, Jack Pridham, Owen Robinson, AJ Spellacy, Aiden Thompson, and CHR legend Merrick Van Acker. Rounding out the forward group. On D, we got Jeremy Bucheller. He's definitely not a Blackhawks organization player. Ashton Cumby, Tage Harding, Ty Henry, Dmitry Kuzmin, Artie Party Levshinov, Ryan Mast, and Sam Rinzel, who is Ben Pope's number 1 Blackhawks prospect. And then
mine
next,
too. We
we got the Russian, Stanislav, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, and Owen Flores. So that is our Prospect Showcase roster. Some big names in here, man. I love seeing Nick Lardis in there. I think he's definitely going to have a chance to fight for a spot with the Hawks this year. Probably start him off in Rockford, but I think we're going to see him on the Blackhawks at some point this year. And then I was a little surprised to see Rinzel and Levshinov in there. Obviously, they both got quite a bit of NHL starts last year. Didn't think they probably felt the need to put them in a tournament like this, but I'm glad we'll be seeing them anyway. It'll be a lot of fun to watch, and hopefully we'll put on a pretty dominating performance. But I'd say those are definitely the big names that you like to see in a tournament like this.
Yeah, definitely more surprised about Rinzel's inclusion than Artie.
Yeah.
I mean, after the year he had, but I think that's great for the Hawks fans to see, the young 2 defensemen both playing in this.
Oh, for sure.
As you mentioned, Lardis as well. I think he's going to have a great prospect camp with them.
Oh, I think so. I think he scored the first goal of the year actually in the Prospect Tournament Showcase, and he got that from Frank Nazar, I believe. I recall that as a little seam pass in the power play there. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more of the Lardis-Nazar connection on the Hawks this year. We'll have plenty more to say about Frank Nazar later, don't you worry. But no, Nick Lardis is definitely a player to circle this year, I'd say, in Blackhawks land. I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks from him this year. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think overall excited for this tournament. We'll actually get to watch some Blackhawks hockey. I believe they play Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's the Wild and the Blues are their opponents. So I think they're going to host it next year too in Chicago. It's once the 5th, 3rd expansions are done. The Blackhawks will host that tournament next year. But should have a pretty good roster for this, and should be a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun names here. Love to see Oliver Moore in that as well. That's another guy I'd say you could look at, say fight for a Hawks spot this year. Definitely a few names. Ryan Green as well. I'd say him, Lardis, Moore, and then I'd say Rinzel and Levshinov. That's like 5 guys right there. I'll probably play with the Hawks at some point this year. So
I want to bring up a question to the 3 of you. What do you think about Artem Levshinov playing in this? Because hasn't he already played 18? I want to say 18 games in the NHL, right?
He didn't get a chance to play in it last year because if you remember last year he actually got injured. I believe it was the NHLPA rookie showcase. He blocked a shot off his leg and he missed the opening stint
broke
of the
his
season.
foot. Yeah,
he missed the Blackhawks training camp. He missed that. He missed the preseason and he missed I think the first month of the Rockford season.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's played already 18 games, the most out of any of these three rosters. I mean,
Does he?
Do you guys agree with that? Putting him on the roster? Or?
Why not? Honestly, if you're going to send Renzel, you may as well send Artie. I mean, he's a 2024 draft pick. He's like 19 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't really see the harm. Give him a little confidence boost. He'll have a chance, obviously, to fight for a roster spot. And I hope to see him in the Blackhawks uni right away this year. Like, I don't think that's a guy like Renzel. I don't think that's a guy who really needs time in Rockford, Levshinov. I mean, he's already played 18 AHL games. So why not? Honestly.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting that he's the veteran on this entire showcase. In terms of NHL, because you look at the other rosters, like I was looking at the Blues only had like Dalibor Dvorsky, who was the only guy with NHL
been
time.
in this tournament like the past 3 years.
Past 3 years.
Is he ever going to graduate from this?
Honestly, he might just be the time continuum.
Yeah, the Blues are just waiting on him. I don't know.
Yeah. He could be the next hypothetical guy.
Yeah.
The what if.
The if. Yeah.
The if guy.
It's always if, right? Yeah, absolutely. I will say one big name who's not in this tournament, it's not a surprise. Like, we've known he's not going to be in this tournament, but I would say a guy that would have been nice to see is Anton Frundell. Obviously, he's playing this year in Sweden. The Hawks did announce that we will be playing in Sweden this year. I get it. But I don't really get not having him at least participate in Blackhawks training camp. Yes, that would mean he'd have to miss the start of the season in Sweden, but I wouldn't really see the harm in letting him participate in a tournament like this, participate in the Blackhawks training camp, and maybe get a couple preseason games in. Mm-hmm. Interesting to me that, they're just like, no, we're just going to wait on that. And, that way he's able to start his season on time in Sweden. So maybe they think that's just more important. And hopefully we'll see him at the end of the year when that season's up. And, obviously comes up with the Hawks maybe later in the year. But I'm a little surprised. I think that would have been named. It would have been nice to see in this tournament. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to do more good than harm. I mean, I don't know what harm could have came from it. I don't know the full reasoning behind him not being at prospect camp or showcase or any. You know what I mean? Training camp with the Hawks this fall. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we kind of see it in Sweden this year that, okay, he goes off and there was a reason that he was kept over there. But
he's already looked good in the preseason. I don't know if you've
Did you
seen
see that goal he scored the other game?
Yeah. That's what we were just talking about.
Game,
that was a preseason game.
It was
a
preseason game. All right. Yeah.
The opening game is next Saturday. I want to say the 14th.
Okay, so
13th or the 14th, one of the two.
So worst case, you would have had to miss the preseason. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I did see that goal that you referenced. It was a beauty. What a shot that kid has! I can't wait to see that up here in Chicago.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful play. Hopefully, he has a good season over in Sweden. What do we think about that? I think that's worth having a bit of a discussion about. What do we think about Anton Frundell playing in Sweden this year?
I'm quite the opposite of you. I am for it. I do agree that it would have been nice to see him in training camp, obviously. But, as a wise person once told me, patience is a virtue. And I think we're going to get that with Anton Frundell. He's looked great in the preseason. I mean, why try and mess that up? 1 and 2. I mean, it's so cool having it where he's got his hometown team. He went through the grind of last year trying to get promoted in the SHL. We don't really see it here in America because we don't have the promotion relegation system. But I just think it's so cool having him with his hometown team. Obviously, he's got his buddy Victor Eklund to come back with him. So it's like Batman and Robin over there. So I think it's just...
And they got that Bjork guy in the top line, too. So that's going to be
Bjork.
A ridiculous top line.
Yeah. He's a guy that I look for in the 2026 draft. I know we don't want to talk about the 2026 draft right now, but...
We're already getting the prospect talk started. We are one show in. You couldn't last 15 minutes without bringing up the 2026 draft.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
What do you think I've been doing for the last 2 months? I've been prepping for the 2026 draft.
You've just been reading Stephen Ellis's Daily Faceoff 2026 draft rankings.
I've been doing my own research too.
I love it.
I mean, that's awesome. We can get into names, but do we really want to get into names? I mean,
we'll save that. We'll save
25 minutes in. I mean, we can talk about Gavin.
No, don't say his name yet. Okay. We'll have plenty of time to say Gavin McKenna's name this year. We'll save that for later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that, though. That's great. No, I'm with you. Like, I think I'm not against Frundell in Sweden. I just would have liked to see him in a Blackhawks uni for at least the training camp of preseason. That's really my only grudge. It's really not that deep. I'm probably overthinking it, but I just think it would have been nice, I think, to just kind of for the Hawks to see where he's at, and then he could head back to Sweden and probably be a bit of a confidence boost, honestly, just to spend a couple weeks, playing with NHL guys and kind of players of his caliber probably could have, done good for him. But But maybe it's better for him to get that extra game time up there in Sweden.
But I mean, also on the flip side too. I mean, he could have another Levchinov situation where he,
True.
has an injury in the
It
showcase.
sets him back.
It sets him back, towards the end of October, and you want him getting as much game time as possible in the Swedish league, because it's not like the Swedish league is like the OHL where you're going to have weaker competition. The SHL, I mean, he's playing as an 18-year-old against men.
In the top league this year. They
In
got
the top
promoted,
league, yes.
largely thanks to him and the performance he had last year. He's a big part of that. Blackhawks legend Marcus Kruger is a big part of that team as well. It still
Shout
is. So yeah, I think he's earned that. He's earned that reward, and I think more game time. It's never a negative, right?
Yeah.
No. I also think like kind of connecting the two, like Levchinov being on the showcase roster and Frundell going back. Like I said, like everybody said, it's not a bad thing. It's not going to do much harm. If it's not going to do any harm, let's be real. But I mean, you get the practice in, and when you come over to Chicago, you will be more ready than you were when you started, of course. Like, granted, there could be an injury, kind of like how you guys were saying, but you can't really think of that until it happens, and just got to be optimistic about the whole thing. I really think that it's going to be good for him to kind of just go back, get acquainted with everything, and then when he gets more experience, he'll come back, and hopefully we get something going with him. And I'm very excited to see where Levchinov goes this year. He plays a great game, and even though we haven't really seen much of it yet, I think it's going to be good, and I'm really excited to see where this goes for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's going to be fun to watch this year. A lot of hype for Sam Renzel this year, but I think there should be a lot of hype for Levchinov as well. I think he has a prospects to have a really strong rookie season. It'll definitely be a name to watch for sure and circle all year. Just see how he develops and progresses this year for sure. Because obviously this year he's going into the year, not dealing with any injuries, right? Last year he had a bit of a setback, but no, this year he's fully healthy. He's had a full offseason to train, nothing to get in the way. And he's seen NHL, AHL, everything action. So he kind of knows what to expect now. So it should be a good year of development for him. Yeah.
Yeah. On the Frondell, just my last thing.
Sure.
I wonder if it's kind of Kyle Davidson, preferring to not have him, if his first month in the NHL didn't look good, if we decided to keep him around here, or first month in Rockford didn't look good, I think Kyle would rather have Anton build up that confidence,
right,
with continuity with the same team, rather than come here and maybe be, fighting to tread water in terms of his game and staying. So just a confidence thing, I think, especially for such a young player. He'd rather see him continue that track than, potentially be fighting to stay in the lineup some nights.
It's a very fair point. I mean, we've seen confidence is super important, especially if number 3 overall picks who are centers. Kirby Doc.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to go back down that road. So hopefully, Hawks looks like they learned the lessons there. And Kyle has definitely been willing to be patient with these prospects. I think so far that patience has paid off. So until it doesn't, we gotta be patient. We gotta let the process play out.
Exactly.
So
they're called prospects for a reason.
Right.
course.
I think we're just all
yeah.
you get so amped up about these guys. Like we're ready to see him. We're ready to see him in action, right?
Yeah.
But you got to take your time. Look at Renzel. We took their time with them. Spent a couple of years in the USHL, a couple of years in college, and then just this last year really came on strong there and was ready to go right away. Not going to need time in Rockford, right? Yeah. That's going to be the same deal with Frundell. He's going to get that extra time in Sweden so that when he's ready, go right to the Hawks. You don't need to go back to Rockford. You don't need to go there, buddy.
Yeah, you want to be well ahead of the competition at the level you're playing at. And
exactly.
then once you see the NHL, things get, not as tough as a transition once you're elite at your former level.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, and I just kind of peered over at the chat there from Corey. I want to see a breakout from Oliver Moore this year. I totally agree with that. He looked pretty good when they brought him on the last time, and I also just want to see what he could do. I was very excited when they drafted him. I know he was excited too, and yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. And I mean, there are just so many good prospects, and I feel like the future of this team is pretty good with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moore's another guy I feel like quiet. Like we haven't really heard much about like anticipation for Oliver Moore going to the season. But, like that's a guy who I think could have a sneaky season.
Yeah.
Maybe even dare I say he could have a Frank Nazar type season from last year. I mean, maybe I think he's ready to go. Maybe they start him off in Rockford just for the hell of it, let him dominate down there, kind of up his confidence. But I don't know, man. I think he could start right away in October, and I think opening night, I think can play in this team, and I think just seeing progress throughout the year, I think would be a really solid thing to see. Just his speed and the way he plays. I was really impressed with the way he looked in that 9-game stint. Maybe not as impressive as his Gopher counterpart Sam Renzel, but no, I thought he looked really strong, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him progress this year. It's definitely a big one to watch for sure.
Yeah, I think definitely for me personally, I had him ranked, I think it's 7 on my CHR prospect list.
7?
Yeah, I don't know why I had him ranked at 7. Don't make the joke, please. Don't make the joke. We've already made 2, 6, 7 jokes, and we're not even half an hour in. Come on.
My apologies.
So I think with me personally, I've seen a lot from Oliver Moore. I think I ranked him too low, honestly. But
I ranked him 4 in mine, I believe.
Yeah, I ranked him at 7. But like those 4 through 7 that I was looking at, obviously, we were watching Roman Kanserov earlier. I think he's looked solid, especially in the KHL preseason.
Wasn't he the preseason MVP over
the
there?
preseason MVP in that tournament, yeah.
Just like Frundell, they're cooking in the preseason. Hope to see him do it in the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I had Lourdes or Boisvert, and then Lourdes at 5 and 6.
Okay.
I think he can interchange all 4 of those in any order that you want. I probably could have had more at 5, but I really think that Boisvert is going to break out this year in a major way. I think he could be like top 10 in Hobie Baker.
He's going to be an interesting one to watch. I was making the switch to BU. I mean, the Blackhawks BU pipeline just continues, man. Drew Commesso, Alex Vlasic, etc., among others. So he'll definitely be one to watch. Maybe can sign with the Blackhawks later in the year and maybe make his debut towards the end of the season. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah,
can't rob as well when his Russian season ends.
We talked to Drew about the BU Blackhawks pipeline. And I just think that's so cool. I mean,
Blackhawks University.
Blackhawks University. I like that.
And it works out too, the initials and the abbreviations.
Yeah. I mean,
I like that.
not?
Same colors too, red.
Or red and white, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of
I'm
history.
wearing the red and white right now. I mean,
You got your Bedard jersey. I got my Bedard shirt, and I'm not really sure what you two are wearing, but yeah.
I
like it.
have my high school hockey pullover sweater, and underneath is a Bears shirt.
So you're gonna be like the cool uncle who peaked in high school.
Yeah.
You're like, man, if it weren't for the injury, I would have made it to the show.
Check out the Lettermans.
I like it. That's the drip there. You see that, Chad? Yeah. That looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out De La Salle Meteors.
That looks pretty good. Are you not a fan of that?
No, I'm a Brother Rice Crusaders fan.
I'm a big
Hey,
Sadie Dacious guy.
But do you have a Brother Rice degree, or do you have a Macaulay?
I have a Mother Macaulay
That's
degree.
cool. I have no beef with Macaulay. I only
Okay.
have beef with
All
Brother Rice.
One of my cousins goes there. Both of them, Brother Rice and Macaulay. Actually, so that was not to sidetrack there.
Hey, that's good, good
mean,
coincidence, though.
Yeah.
and we're not even talking about the best CCL blue team that we're talking about, right?
Oh, you're gonna bring up Loyola?
Of course, I'm gonna bring up the Ramblers. Go Blues, baby! Come on now.
Yeah,
I
no.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a 98 shirt on underneath. It literally
98?
just 98. It literally just says sports and then with a bedazzled 98 on it.
I love that.
I'm a little chilly right now, so yeah, I wanted the long sleeves. So, yeah, we're just rocking this Carhartt sweater. So, I mean, hey, listen, don't knock it till you try it.
Respect. You gotta be comfortable for the first show of the year.
Exactly.
I like it. Yeah, I think it's funny. I had a point here to kind of go over and recap speed run this Blackhawks offseason, but it's like there's not really much to recap. I'd say the big thing is the Frank Nazar extension. We did have the emergency Frank Nazar pod over the summer. How did none of us pick that for the best CHR summer video? I'm not sure what we were thinking there. But yeah, I think me and Nolan, we cooked with that one.
We cooked on that. Yeah.
It's cooked.
But I don't know if you guys saw Frank Nazar on a Morning Cup of Hockey recently. He had this pretty fire quote. I know Laz and Colby Cohen were kind of hyping up this Blackhawks pool and basically speaking about hope we can see you guys get back in contention pretty soon. Obviously been down the dumps the past few years. And Frank Nazar quickly interjected, "We will."
We will.
Calling his shot like Babe Ruth. We will, baby.
Yeah.
Love that kid's confidence, man. The swagger of Nazar, the aura. He has that Showtime personality.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, he's been training with Showtime, so it makes sense.
He has. What a segue, man.
Yeah,
you're,
right?
You're on it. And by the way, Patrick Kane had some really nice things to say about him.
Yeah.
And speaking about Nazar and Bedsy, he said something being like, that could be the next Kane Taze over there, man.
Yeah.
Kind of rekindle that same type of connection. And Patrick Kane, man, when he says it means something, because that guy doesn't just do PR speak. When he says something, he means it. So that says a lot right there. Love to see those.
And that was coming from CHR guest Johnny Laz. Shout out.
That's correct. Absolutely.
Shout out Johnny Laz.
Shout out Johnny Laz, the
friend
legend.
of the show.
Absolutely.
Friend of the
Yes,
program.
Sir. Yes, sir. A legendary guest from last year. One of our favorite guests. Another chill guy, by the way.
Another chill guy, yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of chill guys. That's the hockey universe for you. But yeah, I think it's just worth talking about Frank Nazar a little bit. I mean, just expand on that bit of conversation we had, because a lot's kind of transpired since. It's worth breaking it down a little bit more, right? Big season for him ahead, man. Big season. He's got the bag now. Pleasant surprise to see that extension done this summer. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it.
No,
thought we were going to be waiting on that next summer, like the Bedsy extension. But love to see it get done, and should be a fun one to watch this year. I don't know if there's a Blackhawk besides Bedsy that I'm more excited to watch this year than Frank Nazar.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of talk. Obviously, once that contract was signed, everyone was on Twitter talking about it on all their shows. I saw clips all week of,
he's been everywhere, man.
Is this a terrible contract, or what are they doing, or the Blackhawks just got a great steal. It's all over the place. I mean, no one really knows what it's going to look like based on the last season of hockey from Nazar, though. I think it's going to be a great value in the league in about 2 years. I mean, cap's going up every year. He's looking like a 60-point potential guy next year, 50 to 60. So I think getting him in on this contract early, and he continues this development he's been on, I think it'll look like a steal. But
6.6
Pierre
million,
Pierre Maguire was not a fan.
I saw that on the sheet with Jeff Merrick. Yeah, he seemed.
He can stay behind the glass with that opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Frank Nazar hockey he's been watching over there, but no, that's all right. We all have the right to our opinions. But no, I think with Nazar, man, I think as Blackhawks fans, if you watch him every night, you know what he's capable of. And I think that $6.6 million deal is going to look like pennies in a few years. Maybe not right now, but I think that contract's going to age very nicely. So close to greatness, $6.6 million a year. They were really close, man. That's my third and final time I'll make that joke. Then I'll stop.
Oh, I get it. 6-7.
Yeah, sorry. That's the last time. It's the last time. I'm sorry.
I get it. But yeah, I think honestly with Nazar, the biggest thing that gets underrated, he's a very skilled player, but he's always going to be like the hardest working player every shift as well. It goes
all
beyond,
three facets.
It goes beyond his natural skill set and that he has. He's a workhorse.
It's everything with him.
That's what you need on a team when you're trying to rebuild, someone to kind of fire everyone else up and get them to play how you're playing. That's a great piece. I think.
You know what that sounds like? Leadership material.
Yeah, it does. Sounds like an A on the chest in a few years, doesn't it?
What about a C?
Oh, very interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that you can go down these young player lists, and you can go, okay, he can wear an A. He can wear an A. He can wear an A. I mean, you're looking at Bedard, you're looking at Vlasic, you're looking at Nazar, you're looking at Frondell down the road, from what I've heard out of Sweden. I mean, there's so many guys who can be leaders, and they don't even have to have a letter on it. We mentioned Ryan Green in our prospect video as well.
You mentioned
correct.
Vlasic.
Vlasic was the first one I mentioned.
Good.
Come on now.
Yeah, Vlasic. I mean, I think he's just a natural born. Guys, want to gravitate towards him.
And he's the hometown hero
heard some
too.
Quotes and he's the hometown guy. All of that goes a long way.
He reminds me a lot of Brent Seabrook.
Yeah.
Because Brent Seabrook, he didn't wear the C, but he was kind of the leader of the room. If you look at what everything that the 2010s Blackhawks guys would say, it was always how much that he was kind of the guy in the room that was firing guys up. Even Taze can attest to that. So that's a thing, too, whereas, for me, I'm still giving the C to Bedard. I think the C is more symbolic. You know what I mean? The best leader in your team doesn't always necessarily wear the C. And oftentimes, I think leadership is by example. And Betsy's always a guy who's first to the rink, last off. He's your franchise player. So I still give him the C. Pass the torch from Taze, Foligno to him. And then I think Vlasic and Nazar A's, I think, makes a lot of sense. And we could see that pretty soon, because if we look at this current leadership group, we got Foligno with the C, last year of his deal. Murphy with the A, last year of his deal. And then there's an opening there. There's an opening there. There's a third A slot there that well, we'll see who they decide to give that to this year.
I think that'll be classic.
Yeah,
personally.
you think so? Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Hasn't he worn it before in a couple of games last year?
Maybe as fill-in for like injuries or something,
Yeah,
not a full-time
yeah.
basis, but sometimes that A kind of, especially like home away, sometimes they kind of rotate
Yeah.
it. So he may have worn it.
I know that Bedard's worn the A in the
preseason
rookie,
game last year.
the preseason games
the
and
Cheesehead game in Wisconsin, I believe he wore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was the game that he got into his first official fight. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, against Zach
Yeah.
Bolduc, new Montreal Canadian.
That's right. Yeah, maybe hopefully we won't see him drop the gloves too much more in the future, but that did fire me up.
Hey,
Though, I'm not gonna lie.
once in a while, I don't mind it.
Every now and then you got to do it. Even Tays fought every now and then.
Yeah.
Kane had some like half fights.
I mean, we can look at the John Scott fight that he had in the 2016 All-Star
I mean,
game.
if you go up against John
That
Scott,
was
then that's
cinema.
fair enough. Yeah.
That was cinema.
That was amazing. We'll never see an All-Star game replicate that. It's all been downhill from there, from that
John
regard.
Scott All-Star game.
Man, the streets won't forget that, will they? By the way, well, this is a little like a segue here, but CHR merch. Have we bought our CHR merch? Chato. CHR merch is available. We got T-shirts, we got hats, we got everything, man.
We got hoodies.
Sweaters. Yeah, hoodies. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's coming up on fall, so we got to be nice and warm, right?
Yeah.
How
Especially this time of year. I mean, who's playing like the Chicago Bears? I mean, you got to suit up, man. You got to be warm. Bear down, baby. And so yeah, definitely check out the lithio.com site. You can see all our CHR merch.
LithioNetwork.com, yep.
That's right. Yeah, you're better. At that.
Link in chat right now, and then we will have links in our Instagram bio.
Absolutely, baby.
Nothing beats a CHR merch drop.
That was the post of all time right there.
Absolute cinema.
That was a
Absolute
post.
cinema.
That is something.
Whose idea was that? That was your idea, right?
Yeah.
You cooked at that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you even sound like the actual.
I think
no,
Nolan's
I-
over
I-
there
yeah.
saying it was his idea.
We could have gone 50-50 on it.
it was a collaborative effort. It was a
All
share.
right. You know what? I'll give you the idea props, but I had all the creative.
You had the creative stuff.
Yeah, the creative side. Yeah. Creative side doesn't have to go unnoticed.
I think it was a
Speaking for
collaborative.
editors everywhere, come on.
Yeah, it was a group effort. All right,
good.
it was a group effort. We all
Okay,
contributed.
okay.
We all contributed. Everybody eats, so it was a group effort. I promise.
I think it was like 90% Natalie, 5% Nolan, and like 5% me and Charlie. I think that was the
2.5%.
allocation there, I believe.
Hey,
If I had to put a number on it, yeah.
a percentage is apart.
We were there.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were there.
We were
That's all I can
cheerleaders. We were there for moral
Moral
support.
Hey,
yeah.
Morale, love my morale.
You need a morale person around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It helps a lot.
Synergy.
Yes, segueing here back into this Blackhawks offseason. There's a lot of stories about what's taken place, but I think it's worth talking about what hasn't taken place. What's the deal with Wyatt Kaiser? What's going on there?
Did he go into the Laurent Bourgeois black space or what?
Yeah, is he real?
He's in the back room.
Is he
Did
real?
he disappear? What's going on there?
No,
I mean,
it's been radio silent. It's like, Frank Saravelli mentioned it, I think, like a week or two ago, talking about it, and he didn't even know what's going on. And he seems like he's the most in-tapped Blackhawks insider.
what even Frank Cervalli doesn't know what's going
Yeah.
on. That tells you nobody knows what's going on. So we're in September here. I mean, training camp's a week away, and this guy is still unsigned. The Hawks have signed everybody else that they had to. They got Crevier extended, Soda extended, Nazar extended, the whole 9 yards, but we're still waiting on the Wyatt Kaiser extension.
Yeah.
So hope we can get that done soon. I think he was one of those guys who got a lot better from the start of the year to the finish last year. Definitely one of many defensive prospects, pieces in the pipeline. So he's not really a prospect anymore, but
He looked very good with Rinzel when Rinzel was up last year. That defensive pairing I really liked a lot.
it's a solid pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so hopefully we'll get that done soon. I think that's a guy, it'd be fun to watch his progression again this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but
I imagine it gets done soon. I mean, there's no way there's no conversations going on. But
Yeah,
then
there's
it's also
something.
kind of funny, like we're being really tight-lipped about the Wyatt Kaiser extension. It's
Yeah, I mean, it's
something's gonna go down soon. I feel.
Yeah, he's kind of in a tricky spot too, where he's kind of been up and down between Rockford and the Hawks. He hasn't really played a full season in the NHL yet.
Right.
So I think it's kind of tough to put a number on that.
But here's another thing, that we haven't discussed yet. What if he gets traded? Because there is a logjam of defensemen in that system.
Yeah, there's like 9
an
guys,
option.
right? I mean, you got Renzel, you got Artie, you got Vlasic, you got Kevin, you got Allen, you got Del Mastro, you got Crevier, you got him, and you got Connor Uncle-Murphy back there.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, there's 9 NHL guys that you could put in, but you can only put 6 guys into our roster.
Like Connor Murphy, he's like Billy Madison back there. He's like the one guy in his defensive core is like not a kid who's under 24 years old, which in defense terms, that's basically being a kid in the NHL.
Now you're all in big trouble.
That's right. What you've just said is one of the most. Anyway. But yeah, hopefully we'll see that get done soon. Because honestly, I'd say outside of like that, there's that top 3 core you feel pretty good about, right? You feel good about Rinzel. You feel good about Artie. You feel good about Vlasic. We'll see with Kevin that, and then we'll see with him. But I would say after that, Kaiser's probably the guy who's impressed me the most of the NHL. I'd say he's impressed me more than Del Mastro, more than Crevier, more than Allen. So I just feel like if you're going to move a guy, that's not the guy I would move.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. We have too many slots, 9 spots right there. I don't really think any of those guys really need a ton of time at Rockford this year. So it's like there is something to be done there. Someone's probably going to have to go.
Something's got to give.
I mean, Murphy's going into the last year of his deal. So he could be the guy. Maybe he's a trade deadline. Maybe that's a trade deadline move in the future. I don't know if how many teams are interested in Connor Murphy's services.
God, we're already thinking about the deadline 6 months ahead. And
But by the way, Connor
Unreal.
Murphy, longest tenure Blackhawk. He's been here since 2017. Connor Murphy's been a Blackhawk for 8 years.
I still remember the day you got traded. That was during the infamous 2017 NHL draft that was here in Chicago. I attended that, and I was very sad going to that because that was the day we also traded Panarin. So
yeah, and Hjalmarsson as well. Connor Murphy, Hjalmarsson on Wish, but that was a day in Blackhawks history that we won't like to talk too much about.
No. Do we have another topic we can segue to? Or?
Yeah, I would say we should say. What were you going to say, Charlie?
I was just going to ask real quick on Wyatt Kaiser.
Sure.
If he does, I mean, they have 9 potential, defensemen that could fill in their 6. If someone does get traded, which is kind of my inclination, what would kind of return would you be okay with giving up Kaiser for?
For Wyatt Kaiser?
Yeah, what kind of what do you think we'd be getting back in a deal like that?
I think whatever you're getting back in that trade would not be worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'd be getting back another player kind of in his position. Maybe you could use like a change. Maybe there's too much spots kind of up for grabs in their spot, and then go to a spot with more ice time available, right, and a role ready for him. So I just think whatever return you get there probably wouldn't be worth it.
It'll be
or middle of the road draft capital. Like we don't need more of that. So
and it'll be adding to a bigger logjam at forward than if we trade for a forward.
Yeah, but it would be for probably like a forward player in his
Exactly,
position.
yeah.
So I'm not really. It doesn't really move me.
It doesn't throw me too much.
Yeah, it doesn't get me going. It doesn't wake me up and be like, yeah, that's a move. Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe it does for Kyle. I don't know.
I mean, I would be satisfied with like a 3rd round pick.
Third round pick.
3rd round pick for Kyle.
I don't think anyone's given
third
out
round
thirds
picks just
for
don't
him.
do anything for me anymore.
I mean,
man.
he can be a 2nd or a 3rd line defenseman on any other team. I think any other team would be willing to pay for a 3rd round pick. And I get that we're not pick hoarding anymore, but at the same time, you're trying to get as much value as you can. And if you can flip that 3rd round pick and let's say big time deal down the road, I wouldn't mind it personally.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't mind the pick hoarding either necessarily, like getting an extra 2nd or 3rd here and there. Because it's like when not if when the Hawks are competitive again, you need to keep it going too.
Yes.
You want to
sustain success,
not just peak and valley again. So
this move is mid. I'm not moved.
Keeping the draft picks, just acquiring more here and there is not a bad thing for a team in this spot.
Yeah, acquiring Oliver Moore here and there, right?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're already with the pun game. I'd say, another more extension talk. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this a little bit. It's going to get done, but, the people are going to want us to talk about it. Frank Nazar extension got done this summer. What extension did not get done this summer was the Connor Bedard extension.
I thought we were going to talk about Spencer Knight, but we could talk about Spencer Knight.
We could talk about Spencer Knight, too. Yeah, we could talk about both of them.
Yeah,
we've got time.
We do have time, yeah.
Absolutely. We could talk about both of them. It's going to get done. I'm not really shocked it didn't get done this summer. I think we were kind of wishing upon a star there.
Yeah.
I think for Bedsy, it would have made a lot of sense to sign this summer because he probably would have gotten that much more than what Nazar signed for. He would have got more than that, but not too much more. And that's a guy who should be making well over $10+ million in his prime.
Yeah,
So
I would
I
agree.
think to wait a year last year of his ELC, hopefully the breakout season, knock on wood, hopefully we see that. It makes sense. I think for his agent, I think that's a smart move for him. There's no reason to see that and worry or anything. Most players, don't sign, let's say, other ELCs until that contract is up, which is why we were so surprised when Nazar signed. So just to get one of those deals done now and for it to be of that value and another good value contract like Vlasic means you can afford to pay Bedard what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blank check. Blank check that boy.
Whatever he wants. Pay him what he wants.
the
I'm
man.
with you there.
I mean,
Pay the man.
they've got so much cap space over the next 3 years. Like, you could realistically give him anything. You can give him keys to the city, like
The keys to the
could.
city. NHL 10 soundtrack
NHL 10
reference.
soundtrack reference. We've been doing that a lot.
We got what's happened with NHL soundtracks. We could talk about this more in the NHL hour, but the 26 soundtrack, it's just not it. I'm like, who are these people? What happened to the heavy metal? Like, I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back.
Dude, like
It
10-year-old
was
me was bumping the classic rock and the hard
It was
rock.
heavy
Like,
metal back in the
and
day.
it's just now, it's just not doing it for me. I don't know. Anyway, that was a random segue, but back to it.
But yeah, it's a Bedard. I think, I mean, obviously no stress that it didn't get signed over this summer.
Yeah,
He's
no.
got the year. I think a good figure is probably, well, depending on when he signs. If he signs after July 1st, I think that will make him more money just because you're going to see a lot of big names out on the open market.
Oh, yeah, next summer is looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
But
We'll
I think
talk more about the 2026
I think if he
class
signs-
later.
in the season, I think it could look something like, 8 years, 9.5 to 10.5 mil.
9.8, just like his idol
9.8,
Sidney
yeah.
Crosby.
That's
Why
what he
not?
should do,
Somewhere
man.
in the
That's
middle.
the move. His idol Crosby would always sign those 8.7s. So I think a 9.8, 9.8898 maybe. Did you pull a Frank Nazar there? I love that Nazar got his number in the contract.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
move.
Do you think he'd go under 10? Because I mean, for a deal this long and with how the cap is moving,
Do you want my
up,
honest answer?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There's no way that happens. That is us being delusional.
he might get 11 and a half.
He could get, He'll probably be
more,
making at
like,
least the Kane and Tays
realistically.
10.5 with inflation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if he has that breakout season, I think you can afford to ask for it.
Yeah,
Because like,
40
who else
goals.
are we paying here? I mean,
40
Right.
goals this year. I mean, what happens
40
then?
goals,
He's-
50 assists, 90 points.
You're looking at probably 12.
I was going to say 12 to 13 mil there.
Yeah.
Easily.
Could be.
But I
Could
mean,
be.
if he wants to be like these all-time greats, you look at Crosby, you look at other sports, you look at Tom Brady, took a discount in his prime.
McKinnon's initial contract was a steal too. Like he took a discount. A lot of the
Yeah.
winners take an initial discount and then they get paid more down
Yeah,
the line. Like his second contract, he can once he's won those cups.
Patrick Mahomes, another example. I don't think he's a top 5 pick
And that's
quarterback
sort of
right
what
now.
we see out of Patrick Mahomes. Here's a guy who knows ball.
But yeah, I mean, you look at all those guys in their prime, and they took discounts to make the team better. I think, hopefully, and this is just me, I really hope that Connor Bedard is the same way.
Yeah. How about Spencer Knight? I mean, this one's hard to say. We haven't really seen him play a full year yet. I mean, with the Hawks, that is. He's been a backup throughout his career and a short stint there as a starter for the Hawks at the end of the year. He's an X Factor guy. Like, I brought up the question of X Factors on my page. Like, who's the biggest Blackhawks X Factor this year? And I think it's Spencer Knight.
I would agree.
First full year as a starter in the NHL. That's a franchise goalie. If he has a big year, that could be an interesting contract.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting as well because he already got his bridge deal from Florida. He was making $4.5 million this
Already,
year.
yeah.
I don't know what that jump is going to look like now, especially because he hasn't played a full starter's workload yet. Again, you got to wait like Bedard to see how this year goes, and then you can realign the figure. I would be fine with somewhere around like $7.5, $8 million. I'd pay that for Spencer Knight, depending on the season.
Yeah, a little more than Nazar.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice little deal to get him at. I think
Yeah.
because this is a guy I think that there's going to be growing pains this year, a lot of learning curves, but that's a guy in his prime, man. Like you look at all the lists, he's definitely amongst like the top U23, 24 goaltenders in the show. Pretty much everybody agrees. Right up there with Askarov in San Jose. So that's a guy in his prime. It could be keyword could be potential Vezina winning goaltender. So if you can get him at that number, especially some of the contracts we're seeing from goalies these days.
Yeah.
All the drama. I mean, look what happened last year. Jeremy Swayman in Boston.
Oh,
So,
yeah, we don't need that.
it's just Sturkin. He's making bank. So it's like, if you can get him at a good value deal, that'd be nice.
The Sharks are now paying Carey Price's $10.5 million too. So
It's like the Sharks saw our Shea Weber move and we're like, well, we gotta go band for band here. The Sharks and Hawks are loading up, man, with the Shea Weber and Carey Price contracts. The Sharks are always copying us, man.
Yeah. Give me an old, expensive, old Montreal player.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing. We'll talk
That's
more about
the
that.
model right there.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the NHL hour. I'm sure plenty of Sharks talk, which I'm sure we're all just really looking forward to. There.
excited for,
Yeah, I'd love talking about Fins Up.
Yay.
Fins up.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some sleepover bobblehead talk. I'm just kidding. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about the Blackhawks Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
The inaugural season of the Blackhawks Hall of Fame, when we got our first two inductees, voted inductees, I should say. Obviously, all players who've had their numbers retired by the organization are already inducted into the inaugural class, and they'll be honored towards the end of next season. Steve Larmer and Duncan Keith, inaugural members of the Blackhawks Hall of Fame. What do we think?
I mean, no doubters.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
well
no
deserved.
surprise. Duncan Keith, like best defenseman I watched throughout my childhood. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up watching him. I mean, Steve Larmer, I obviously did not get a chance to catch a lot of Steve Larmer for the Hawks, but
Didn't watch the tape.
you know, YouTube is my friend and
Yeah.
the internet's my friend, so I've definitely learned a lot. And yeah, I see why Larmer was included in this with Keith. I think it's nice to do 1-1 as well. You know, kind of put them in there together.
Yeah, and a modern heritage guy as well. Wild to me that Steve Larmer's number is not retired by his organization.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe he's top 5 in Blackhawks scoring of all time, like 920-something points in under 900 games, I want to say. You can quote me on that, fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That's wild to me. I mean, maybe we'll see it still in the future, 28 in the UC Rafters, but good to see him at least get his due for his Blackhawks Hall, and maybe a number of retirements, in the future still. I know for certain it definitely will be the case for Duncan Keith. Chicago runs on Duncan. Love to see him. I couldn't think of a more fitting guy to be one of the inaugural members, so love to see that, and maybe not this year, but I think next year, definitely look out for that, for
Yeah,
sure. Number 2, the UC Rafters.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I did kind of find it interesting though that they won't have the Hall of Fame ceremony until the end of the season, April 11th against
a little
St.
interesting,
Louis.
right?
I mean, I completely get it. You want to do it against St. Louis, but if you're going to do the Hall of Fame stuff, I think you should have done it earlier in
Well,
the
it's
year.
like they just announced this stuff, and then you're going to wait till April. Like, then it's like people probably forgotten by then.
It's
so.
like opening up your Christmas present on New Year's Day. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Or it's like, I'm going to buy you this, but like, you're going to have to wait until your birthday, and it's like half a year away.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. That's a little interesting, but hey, I'm good to see it get done, and it's just a good idea. It's good to see a Blackhawks Hall of Fame. That was one of the things that was announced with the Fifth Third expansion. We'll see that Blackhawks Hall of Fame there once it's done. So that'll be pretty cool. Good to see them honor their history for sure.
Yeah. And it's nice too because obviously, even though I think they should have retired Larmer's number, I think they should have retired Keith's number by now. Hopefully it's not like the New York Yankees where, you've got like 30 retired numbers. So now you're looking at guys where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to have, 93 and 94 and, it's just guys coming up and it's like, why are they wearing 94?
There's nothing else to wear.
Yeah, there's nothing else to wear. That's all you have.
Yeah.
And we'll see plenty more of players we've seen in our lifetime in that Hall of Fame pretty soon. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taze, Brent Seabrook, players of the like,
Corey Crawford.
Chalmerson, Crow for sure.
98.
98, a little early there, but it'll get there one
Pump
day.
the brakes.
right?
Pump the brakes.
But in addition to Larmer and Keith, we'll be seeing Stan Mikita, Bobby Hall, Dennis Savard, Chris Chelios, Tony Esposito, Glenn Hall, Marion Hossa, Keith Magnuson, and Pierre Palat. That's your inaugural 2025 Blackhawks Hall of Fame class.
There we go.
Did you mention Jeremy Roenick? He should be on there.
Yeah, I mean,
I voted for Roenick.
That's another guy. I mean, he was just inducted into the Hall of Fame last year. I was thinking we see something with the Blackhawks last year as well. When I saw that Hall of Fame, I was like, maybe the Hawks decide to. They had a day or a night game that honored him as well. I actually went to that game. It was in December, I believe, against the Seattle Kraken, where he rang the horn before the game. And I was thinking the Hawks might announce something last year, like, oh, we're going to retire JR's number, but it didn't happen. So maybe still in the future. But I mean, if you're not going to retire Steve Larmer, you're probably not going to retire Roenick.
Yeah.
But they did retire Chelios. So I feel like if you're going to retire Chelios, you should retire Roenick too. But anyway.
I also kind of thought it was interesting too. They had Roenick switch, or they had Reichel switch
That's
from
why I
27 to
thought that, because
73.
Reichel wore 27, switched to 73.
I'm
So I
still
thought
salty.
Do you have a 27 jersey?
I have a 27 shirt, and I'm actually
Still
very
hard-earned money.
mad
It's
that
still
it
money, yeah.
wasn't. It should have been discounted. Like they didn't. Okay, listen. My opinion is that it should have been discounted because you're advertising him as a new number 73. Like that's great and all. You don't have the 73 shirts in the shop. You're still selling the 27 ones. That's old news. That is old news. There should have been a discount.
Is
I'm
this
just saying.
The Blackhawk store?
Yeah.
You should go once the new T-shirts are released and try to do like the exchange, like when NFL players change their number before the season.
you should file a complaint to the manager.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
just-
that is
you
a
know
little
what?
unreal.
I'm
You
just-
need your 73 shirt this
I
year.
need my 73 shirt. Like I asked for a Reichel jersey before he switched his number, and I like saw the number changes, and I was like appalled. I'm like, what? But then it started like connecting in my head. I'm like, they're gonna do something for Roenick.
Yeah.
And
Hasn't been done yet.
No.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
No, it hasn't been done yet. But yeah, I mean, I was also shocked at Korchinski's number change too. I thought the 55 looked clean.
Yeah, I think that was for Artie.
Yeah, it probably was, but
That's
yeah,
tough, though.
I don't know. Yeah. 14 is nice too, though.
Would you prefer 73 or 27, Reichel?
27.
Yeah. I guess he just really wanted to switch to 73. I think that's the number he wears with Germany when he plays with them in the world
probably.
stage. He always seems to play a lot better in that bigger ice with Germany. So I guess he thought the number change would translate to
Bigger
the NHL.
bigger number.
Well, we're still waiting on that.
Bigger
so.
number, bigger guy. Yeah, Reichel, please stop being mid. I need you. I need you to go off this year. Please.
I think in
Oh, boy. Year 3 of Reichel's going to figure it out.
Year 3. I mean, this
The
is
hypothetical
the last,
man.
This is the last year of like he got re-signed 2 years ago. This is his redemption tour. This is his last chance, in my opinion. And yeah, hopefully a fire is lit underneath him. Otherwise, there's gonna be a Natalie crying with a Patrick Kane jersey video part 2.
Oh, boy.
Well, I hope we don't see that. Hopefully, this is the year that Reichel figures it out. I think you have more faith than me.
I'm optimistic. Like I believe anybody could change, and I'm. Yeah,
That's a good way to look at things.
I believe anybody can
like
change.
that.
So yeah, I mean, from what he's been posting, it looks like he's been getting a lot of off-season work in, and he's been doing like agility training, strength training, and now since he's most likely gonna go to the Olympics, probably, it's like. That should be a confidence boost for him as well.
Yeah, he's one of the original 6 named for the German squad, so that's pretty cool.
Over JJ
Paterka,
Peterka,
yeah, that's such an honor, and I feel like that'll give him the confidence boost, and he's going to be putting in the work. So yeah, I mean, there's my Reichel talk. I feel like it wouldn't be a CHR podcast with me if I didn't have any Reichel talk. So I'm going to end that with Lucas Reichel, the man that you are.
I love that.
Fun fact
Absolute
about
cinema.
Fun fact about Lucas Reichel, I believe he is over point per game in the group stages at the IHF World Championship for Germany. Yeah, I was doing the research because him and I actually share an exact same birthday.
Exactly, birthday,
Wow.
May 17th.
May 17th,
Well, I'm glad
2002.
he's really good at World Championship hockey for Germany. That's wonderful.
We're still, hopefully third time's a charm, right?
Cool.
So
That's
that
all-
translates.
It'd be
that's
cool
all
if
that
he was
matters, right?
really good at NHL hockey.
That's sort of the
that'd
next
be really
step
cool.
there. That's the next logical ladder.
The slander.
Yeah, I'd say last little bit of the Hawks hour here. What about some Chicago Bears hour? Some Chicago Bears
Oh,
talk.
we can do
Yeah.
It's
that.
Monday Night Football. It's 9-8 day, and
It's back.
Chicago Bears season opener
We
tonight.
are so back.
Yep. 7 hours till kickoff.
And guess who's going? You'll never guess. Your boy is going to the game. My good friend hooked me up, and we will be there in Soldier Field tonight. Chicago Bears opener against the Vikings, and hopeful to see a Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
Caleb Williams masterclass on display.
Masterclass.
I'm sure we won't see another heartbreaking loss like we saw 12 times last year. So, should be a great start to the season, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I'm psyched for that. What do you guys think about this Bears game?
Well, I just had a question since you're going to be boots on the ground at Soldier Field tonight. Any Bears memes coming?
Any Bears memes? The magician doesn't want to reveal his plans, but I won't rule it out. I won't either confirm nor deny we might be seeing some Bears memes. How about this? I think if they win, you will, and if they lose, you won't.
I like that. All right.
I mean, you were talking
we'll
about
have to
bringing back
see.
the Bears content, right?
For game days, yeah. I
think you should.
I experimented with that last year. We might bring back some Bears memes on the side. Yeah. Some Bears, baby.
I'll let the illusion stay for now.
We'll see.
There you
The
go.
magician's trade.
What do we think about the jersey change?
Oh, look at that! Is that Devin Hester?
Devin Hester, my
Devin
favorite player of all
Hester.
time.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
One of my first memories of watching football was that 2006 Monday Night Football game against the Arizona Cardinals, where he took back a punt to win the game.
That was awesome.
Oh man, and what about that Super Bowl too? That
What a
turn.
great start to a Super Bowl. What an awful ending.
I
to it.
know. We got edged, man.
Peyton Manning.
I mean that I can't believe the Bears actually got to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman.
Right.
Either.
Yeah, in our lifetime too. Hopefully they'll get to another one in our lifetime.
Such a weird team.
I might as well bring a fun fact to tonight's game against the Vikings. Ben Johnson, as the offensive coordinator of the Lions, is 4-0 against Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores.
Ooh, that's a good
And
sign.
especially, Ben Johnson's first game as a head coach, you got Caleb Williams has something to prove. Like, everyone on this team has something to prove. Jaquan Brisker coming back fully healthy. He had a lot of beef with Matt Eberflus. I mean, I don't blame
Have you
him.
seen his
I think
Twitter?
everybody.
Everybody had
Jalen Johnson wasn't fully healthy during camp. I mean, he's a very vital piece to that defense. Hopefully Montez Sweat comes back. He was terrible last year.
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
The other 98 in Chicago sports.
The
proposer.
Yeah. Obviously the new offensive weapons that they got in Loveland and Burden. I'm really excited for Luther Burden. I'll say that. And Ben Johnson's first game as a coach. I know I've already said it, but I'm just so excited to have hopefully a competent coach.
Yeah, the Bears are once again the preseason champs. Another team that loves to perform in the preseason.
Back, right?
Yeah, so hopefully we could see it in the actual season here. And I think this is an important game for the Bears, man, to really show progression this year. I'd say they're about a year ahead of us, in terms of like where they're kind of at and sort of their scope. We're still kind of coming out of this rebuild. I'd say this is the year for them where playoffs, we'll see. I think you at least want to be around 500. You want to see a better team this year. You want to see progression. The schedule is pretty tough, and then NFC North is a bloodbath. But if you could be around 9-8, it's pretty solid.
Hey, but the Lions didn't look too good yesterday, did they?
They didn't.
It's because we got their guy.
Both their coordinators are gone. Aaron Glenn also going to the New York Jets, which was pretty big. But I mean, losing both coordinators, that's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, they look terrible. But now that we've got their guy, hopefully we can replicate their offense from last year. So
Yeah.
I mean, what Justin was saying about the rebuilding, like, this is kind of like every season, off season with the Bears the last 3 or 4 years. Like, we're the off season champs. Like,
it's going to be different this time.
Let's see what happens. I really think we can't view this as a rebuilding team at this point. I mean, look, you had the number 1 overall pick at quarterback last year. You drafted a receiver with the 9th overall pick. You make all these offensive lineman investments with all these contracts this past offseason, and then you draft a tight end in the first round, and you bring over the top head coach candidate
and then a wide receiver in the second round too.
And then Luther Burden in the 30s. Like,
so you're expected to be a contender.
We should not be like the temperature, whatever you want to call it. Like, the gauge should not be set at this is a rebuilding team. It
I
should
just keep my expectations in check because I'm used to going into every Bears season thinking, this is going to be the year, and then by week 5 it's better luck next year. So this year does actually feel different. So we'll see about that. But big year for Caleb Williams too. A big year for him to prove himself. I do see a lot of parallels with Caleb Williams and Connor Bedard. Honestly, both number 1 overall picks, both are slandered by the media constantly because they're Chicago athletes. There's a lot of pressure in this environment.
Bears tax.
Yeah, and both of them only had so much to work with, but now I think with Williams, he has a lot more pieces around him. Bedsy will in the future. I think Williams has all the tools in place to really have a big breakout season and be the first Bears quarterback to hit 4,000 yards, unless Mason West beats him to it. He's been cooking, by the way, over high school.
He's been looking very good for Edina,
Mason West, man, I told you I was worried about this, man. Like, what if he's too good at football?
See, and I'll say this about Mason West, like, he's not really getting the offers of a Power 5 school where it's going to be affecting him too much.
Yeah.
I think if he were to get that offer from Michigan State, then maybe you start to get a little worried, but he's going there for hockey. Like, if he was going there for football, you'd be a little bit worried. Okay. But right now, I am not worried. I'm not worried about Kent State taking our guy. Are we serious?
Yo, go Flashes. Golden Flashes.
Kent Reed, Kent Wright, Kent State.
I mean, I hate to bring up talking about the enemy here, but this I feel like is a very big discussion point. JJ McCarthy.
Illinois' own.
He is, I feel like he's one of the most anticipated people that everyone is waiting to see. I know for a fact I watched Michigan football for literally all the time since he was playing for there. And I feel like especially it's because he was so local. I mean, Nazareth Academy, come on. Yeah. But I wanted to say a little fun fact. JJ McCarthy's dad played 16-inch softball with my dad. So I saw JJ McCarthy a lot when I was younger. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what this kid does. Doesn't mean I'm rooting for them, but I am excited to see what comes of his career because it's been highly anticipated and he's got a lot of good stuff coming his way. I'm definitely very interested in this game tonight.
Yeah, hope you play well, but not tonight. Yeah.
He's definitely coming into a good situation.
Yeah, for sure.
In the Vikings, I mean, you got Justin Jefferson to throw the ball at. You got Adam Thielen. You got Jordan Addison, Hawkinson. Like
Addison not tonight.
Yeah, suspended the first 4 or 3 games.
3 games.
First 3 games of the season. But I mean, yeah, he's coming into like an offense that's been developed with continuity. It scares me, but I think he's gonna like show it tonight. Like, he's gonna be ready to play the Bears.
I mean, here's the thing though,
in Chicago.
Like you look at a defensive coordinator like Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, I believe, is 10-5 against rookie quarterbacks in his career, which is a pretty good record. And I mean, you're looking at JJ sat out the whole, last year. It's either he turns into Patrick Mahomes or he turns into nothing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's nothing for at least tonight because again, he's a local guy. Like when he won his state championship for Nazareth in his sophomore year, I was able to actually watch that game from the field level. Slight flex, but okay. And it was just so cool watching, some guy who, for Illinois football standards, very big, name. And obviously going to Michigan, I really hoped he went to Notre Dame. He was like in my comments talking about going to Notre Dame, but he ended up choosing Michigan. So, I mean, he made the wrong decision there, but who are we to say anything? But
go
I mean,
State anyway.
No, not to cut off your yap in there. Chat, this is a new segment we're debuting this year, Chicago Sports Talk segment. I should have prefaced that before we started. Looks like some of y'all a little confused in the chat there, but we're going to spend like a segment every Monday sort of breaking down, what else is going on in Chicago sports besides the Blackhawks. Talk about the Bears, the Bulls, the Sox, the Cubs, and the other teams. So,
Speaking of baseball, I think we should move on from the Bears. I mean, anyone have any Chicago baseball thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I just went to the Cubs game a couple days ago, and they were playing the Nationals, and it was such a good game. PCA had a couple of scary moments. But, I mean, he still looks good out there. Nico Horner homered. That was really cool to see. Yeah, I mean, they looked good out there. Hopefully the Brewers' fake run ends. I mean, how fraudulent are the Brewers?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to feel pretty real now.
Oh, but, I know. I'm just saying that because, I mean, delusion, right? Delusion. Obviously the Brewers are, raking right now. I hate to admit it, but
and then it all comes crashing down in October.
This.
And then the White Sox are the White Sox. They
won 6 straight games last week. Montgomery's cooking.
I
How
was
about
about
Colson
to say
Montgomery?
Colson Montgomery is really great. Saw him do a lot. Grand slam.
He's Corey Seager Jr. right now.
He's Jose Abreu 2.0.
Yeah, I haven't seen Luis in the lineup a lot lately, so I'm kind of
wondering.
Washed. I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna let him go soon, whether it be in the off season or
he's looking like self-published Kevin Garnett this year.
Yeah. Talkman's still doing good. Mydroth's still doing good. Teal is actually doing amazing.
Yeah, Kyle Teal, you got him from the Red Sox in the crochet trade, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's doing great. Vargas, I actually met Miguel Vargas a couple days ago. Very, very nice. Shook my hand, looked me in the eye, and was like, "I'm Miguel."
LA Dodger
and
legend.
I'm like, yes. And I'm like,
you got a ring?
Yeah, he got a ring.
Does. But yeah, I mean, I watched them play the Yankees, so I got to see Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger back. That was
nice.
That was great. But yeah, I mean, baseball is baseball. I mean, baseball is banging. It's almost over, so I'm excited to see what happens in the postseason.
Yeah, excited to have everything on at once in a few weeks
exactly,
here. It'll be
the sports equinox,
baseball playoffs, and then NHL, NBA will be starting up at the same time, and NFL will be into full swing. So
Absolute
we got
cinema.
the Olympics in February too. Hopefully we can see. Hopefully we could see Bedsy make Team Canada, man. That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That'd be. I
love
swear,
to see
I
that.
hope he does, because like, what if we see Mac on there and then Bedsy isn't? Then
Did you guys see that
Embarrassing.
Crosby was endorsing celebrating?
Yeah, I saw those comments. Yeah.
Oh, why
Yeah,
are we doing this?
I don't think I saw any quote on Bedard from Crosby.
Trash. Sidney
But
Crosby.
Yeah.
He's intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to make the team. It'd be awesome to see it. I just think there's too much talent on the Canada team.
A lot of
for-
it hinges on how he
like-
gets the start he gets off to this season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
I think it's also you look at the Four Nations roster from last year, there's not going to be a lot of differences between that roster and the Olympic roster.
Yeah, for either Canada.
For
USA,
Bedard to actually make the roster this year, I think you're going to have to see like a 50, 60 point start before
he's
the
got to be
All-Star
over
break.
a point per
Yeah.
game, like
Yeah.
by the time they finalize the rosters.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on like a 90, 100 point pace, then yeah, maybe I could see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not out of question. I think he's gonna have an opportunity. He was there at the camp, so Nazar's gonna have a chance too. I think he was there at the U.S. camp with
Nazar
Vlasic.
and Vlasic, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Kane was there too. So we'll have plenty more time to discuss Canada USA rosters. I just thought it was something worth delving into. We'll have plenty more time to as the season develops, as he performs. Yeah. I think that'll do it for the first hour of the show. Blackhawks talk. We will be back very shortly for NHL hour very soon. See you in a bit.
Woo.
Welcome back. Second half of the show. NHL Hour of CHR. Thank you for joining us for Blackhawks Hour. And if you're new here, if you just got here, welcome. We're happy to have you on the show. Just a little reminder, make sure to give us a 5-star rating if you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We really appreciate that. That really helps us out a ton. So anyway, I think for NHL Hour, there is a very clear spot we probably should be starting the conversation here. And that is
McDavid.
That is him. He is him, Connor McDavid. What's going on over there in Alberta? Why? What's the dealio over there?
Looks like there's a lot of uncertainty. Like, he says that there are all options on the table and he's willing to take a short-term deal if it makes him the most money. This, in my opinion, is pretty much all a money thing. But he did bring up saying that he wants to make everybody happy in this situation. He wants to do what's best for him, the team, and everybody. It's a very interesting and tricky situation. I mean, he appreciates the Oilers. He acknowledged that the team is still a solid team. I mean, they've had back-to-back cup appearances and have made the playoffs every year since 2020. So, I mean, they're still solid. They're very solid, and it's a lot of uncertainty. I've said that a couple times, but it's true. There's a lot of confusion and uncertainty, and we're all waiting and wondering what is going to happen with Connor McDavid.
Yeah, it's like that Caddyshack scene. Well,
Yeah,
we're waiting.
Yeah.
By the way, like, let me just get the drama out of the way. I do think he's going to extend in Edmonton.
Oh,
like, I don't think he's going to leave. Like, I know there's people like, especially Leafs fans, he's going to sign in Toronto next summer. Like, no, I think he's going to extend in Edmonton. I think just the question is the timing of it.
Yeah.
Like, it does seem increasingly likely that he won't go into the season with an extension. This could wait. He could wait to play this out. It's going to be on his timeline. I think that's been the very clear portion that we've seen from this. Elliot Friedman, 32 Thoughts, has spoken about that. It's going to happen on McDavid's timeline. So I think he's just really focused on this season, winning this season. That was part of his quote. He was there in the Olympic orientation camp in Alberta. He said he wants to win in Edmonton. So we'll see. I think he's just really focused on this season. I think he's fired up from the obviously consecutive Stanley Cup final losses. I mean, it's tricky for anyone. So I'm sure he's very motivated to get that cup this year. Third time's a charm. We'll see for Edmonton. I think it's going to get done. He is that team. He's very loyal to Edmonton. The fans love him. And I think he and his family love it there. I think it's just getting a deal that's best for him timeline-wise, money-wise. I think the term is going to be interesting. That's definitely a talking point. Like, how many years is it going to be? Like, it wouldn't shock me if this was a shorter-term deal where he could prioritize winning Edmonton right now, but where he's not bound necessarily for the rest of his career, in case things go south, which you never know.
Yeah. I think, there's separate situations, Kaprizov and McDavid, but I think, it could, in terms of money, come down to, all right, what does Kaprizov end up on,
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure McDavid, it might not be his top priority, but if he can be, I'm sure he wants to be the highest paid player in the league.
Which he should be. Should be the highest paid
Connor
player in
McDavid,
hockey.
He
yeah.
should be, but,
Minnesota situation's a lot different.
but, when it comes down to it could be, do I want to be the highest paid player in the league, go above, whoever else's contract, or, do I want to take a little less money and, allow the management
I think
a little room to improve the team around them?
I think it's that.
I think it could be that because, after two back-to-back, losses in the cup final.
So what does that look like
You want to
money-wise?
get over the hump,
What are we thinking here? Are we thinking 15, 16 million, like over, under? Probably over, probably.
That might be my floor for the contract.
Floor is 15 million.
It could go up to 20 is what I've been reading here and there.
I don't know. He's been pretty cryptic in his interviews. I think we have a clip that we can pull up here talking about.
Please do.
Yeah,
talking
pull
about
up the clip.
Yeah. think with him, we've seen it. Like, I think winning's a priority for him right now. I'd say it sounds silly, like with everybody else in the NHL world, like the McDavid contract is the highest priority, but I don't really think that's the highest priority for McDavid right now. I think with him, he's just so focused on the season ahead and to take advantage of this upcoming campaign with him. Like the contract, I don't really know if it's his top priority on the list right now. It's probably number 2 outside of how the season goes. I think the contract is going to look a lot. It's going to play out in terms of how this season develops here. I don't know. I guess Chat going to hear that clip. But basically, the overall gist of it is McDavid, saying what I just said with him, where it's like the money's important to him in terms of his situation. But I think he's focused on the season ahead.
I mean, I also think that he kind of expects this team to not worry about it. I mean, he's just kind of like saying that it's not going to be a distraction towards the team. And I love this quote. He said, "If it is a distraction, then this is not the line of work for them." I mean, he's so like nonchalant about it. Like, I mean, he knows he's him. Like, he's like, don't worry about it. I'll do what I want to do. I'm Connor McDavid. Like, I mean,
I am that guy.
He really is that guy. I mean, he's just. It's an interesting situation. It really is, and I feel like it's one of the most highly anticipated signings and extensions and all that in the league. So, I mean, I do agree that I think he's going to sign an extension with the Oilers. But if he does not, I would be very interested in seeing where he ends up.
I think there's a lot of parallels with kind of the Max Verstappen situation at Red Bull, right? Like you got like the star player of your league. There's always going to be a lot of talk, a lot of sort of like, made up drama around him. Oh, is he going to leave? Is he going to go? But no, I think he's going to stay loyal to Red Bull or the Oilers there. And I think he's going to get that extension done. I think it's just the timing and exactly what the contract looks like is a question mark. And those are questions that we don't have answered right now. And yeah, that is the interesting thing is like he definitely hasn't revealed too much there for sure. I think he's playing his cards. Yeah, he's playing his cards.
I definitely have a hypothetical here that I want to talk about. And it's nothing about the contract, but with ESPN's coverage of hockey being the way that it is, obviously they announced Gavin McKenna on ESPN. You look back 15 years to LeBron, the decision, right? Oh boy,
are we gonna have Connor McDavid, the decision?
What if we had Connor McDavid, the decision? I think that would be huge for the hockey.
I'm gonna take my talents to the Chicago Blackhawks to play with Connor Bedard and Gavin McKenna.
That would be unreal.
One can dream, right?
I think
the Bedard, McKenna, McDavid connection next year gonna be cinema. Man, we are absolutely living on delusion land right now.
The Connor connections.
The Leafs fans have been doing it, so we're allowed to do it too.
I think if it gets to that point where we do have a decision, like it'll be really cool for the hockey world because like you think about the last big free agencies in American sports, it's like LeBron James, the decision, Ohtani leaving the Angels. And now like it would be this, like pretty much like the biggest player in your sport choosing another team.
This is the parallel.
This is the parallel for those two.
Yeah,
Tom Brady to the Bucks. It's one of those big situations, and I think if ESPN, if it comes to that and ESPN's able to capitalize on that, it could be great for hockey.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, the Ferrari.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's great for hockey, him going somewhere else necessarily.
I mean, Gretzky got traded, so I mean, anyone can move
on
anywhere.
The market. It depends on the market, right? Yeah. If it's original 6 team, I think that would be good for hockey.
Chicago.
But yeah, I think with the Oilers, big time Canadian market, and all the legends that have played there, like Gretzky, Messier, Curry, like it's a good location for them. It works, it's a team that NHL loves, so successful franchise. So no, I think it's going to work out. But until it gets done, we're going to keep speculating and asking questions. It does seem like they're sort of making this a little bit of an unnecessary distraction. I know they claim it is a distraction, but it's kind of starting to feel like it. But then again, that's just from the outside. And the inside, they might not even be thinking about it because they just have that trust in McDavid, right?
Yeah. I mean, what about Kaprizov?
That's the interesting one, man. That's the interesting one. I know there are a lot of Blackhawks fans who've been a little, they've been kind of hoping for something there. But
delusion.
I mean, that's what happens when the media leaks at some random time that the hypothetical could happen in 2026.
Was that Lazarus?
Yeah,
we'll see about that. I think with Minnesota, it's even more clear. I mean, Kirill Kaprizov is that franchise. Like,
Yeah.
probably even like it might sound crazy to say, but maybe even like more important to the Wild than McDavid is to the Oilers because
absolutely.
because he just doesn't have the supporting cast that McDavid does, and like he is that team. There's a solid team around him, solid players, but Kaprizov is really the first true star the Wild have ever had in their existence. They've had guys like McMarion Gaborik and Mikko Koivu of the like. They've had good players, but nothing like Kirill Kaprizov.
No.
Like if they're ever going to win a Stanley Cup, like it's going to come through that guy.
The Wild might be a bottom 5 team without him right now.
No.
Yeah, there's just not really a lot
Just
of
being real.
aura with that franchise.
No,
There's not a lot of star power there. He is that.
He really carries them. Like
He does.
and
Yeah.
only to like a wild card spot. So who knows?
To a wild card spot.
Yeah, who
to
knows?
a Minnesota wild
A
card.
Minnesota
spot.
wild card.
Very interesting there. Yeah, I mean, they haven't won a playoff series in the Kaprizov era. It's been a lot of first round
so
exits.
I wonder if that kind of
Yeah.
comes into consideration under his contract. Like, what are you guys going to do for the franchise?
Yeah, I think another thing too that we got to look at. I mean, I was hearing numbers on the 32 Thoughts podcast that it's looking like they want to sign him, long term, 8 years at $16 million.
So that would be potential McDavid money.
Yeah, that would be potential.
Maybe more.
Yeah, I don't want to look at money figures, but I mean, $16 million. You look at that, and that's really eye raising to me personally.
Oh, I'm saying Kaprizov's contract could be more than McDavid, which I think it's at the Wild situation. Like, there's a very good chance he's the highest paid player in hockey. Again, we'll have to wait and see there.
No pun intended.
But
Yeah.
Wild situation.
man, these Minnesota
doing
puns,
really
man.
good. We're doing really good.
And I think another thing too that's being underlooked. I think Minnesota's got a good young core coming up. I mean, they
got
got
decent
they got
prospect
guys
pool.
like Matt
Bouillon.
Boldy and
Yeah.
Zeev Bouillon and Jesper Wallstedt and net. We can talk about Brock
Solid
Faber,
core,
but
yeah.
I mean Brock Faber was the Calder
Yeah,
runner up
the
to
second
Connor
place
Bedard. Yeah.
Calder finalist. Still placed higher than Macklin Celebrini's third place finish this past season. But,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, we can have a little laugh about that.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. I think Bedard didn't lose to the defenseman, right? Lane Hudson, right? I think Bedard, he won the Calder when he had that
believe
win.
he did.
He did win
He
it,
did.
right? Yeah. Just checking. All right.
Just
we can
putting
continue.
facts out there, yeah.
Just had to throw that out there. All right, we can continue.
Yeah, but I think they've got a good young core. I don't think it's a great young core, but I think, they've got a lot of U23 prospects that are coming up. They recently signed Dinily Urov coming from Magnitogorsk in the KHL, best friends with our guy, the Roman Candle.
Candle's got
guys
good
like
friends.
Liam Ogren too. I think they do have a good young core. I think it's being underrated a little bit, but again, losing Kaprizov, I mean, that's basically losing your top scorer in franchise history.
They can't afford to. They can't afford to lose Kaprizov. They did just get Marco Rossi extended.
Yeah, Marco
interestingly,
Rossi, forgot about
$5
him.
million a year bridge deal, less than Frank Nazar's deal in terms of
Yeah.
average annual value. That's a guy at 60 points last year. But again, that's a 3-year deal versus a 7-year deal. So that's why that difference is there. But yeah, so good for them to get that done. But it's like, okay, well, this is your top priority now. All your bags got to go in this Kaprizov basket. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get this done for sure. There's a few other interesting big names in 2026. Those aren't the only ones. How about Jack Eichel in Vegas?
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of news about them already, making talks, trying to get a deal, as early as they can. It's like their priority. You want Eichel around, so the wheels are already turning on that. I'd be surprised to not see it get done during the year.
Yeah, the Vegas LTIR team, they'll find a way to work him in, I'm sure, if they're
Somehow, some way, yeah.
But I'd say they have the trickiest salary situation to work with. Where it's like I look at that and it's like, man, how are they going to make this work? That's just doing the math equations there. Goodwill Hunting style. It's like I have a hard time figuring out. But Vegas always does figure out their salary situations. I'm sure this time will be no different. We'll see though. Yeah. We'll see. I would say of the three, would you say that Michael would be the most likely to potentially play maybe a change of destination, or would you disagree with that assessment?
I would disagree with that assessment. I think, ever since he's gone to Vegas, he's been a superstar.
Oh, he
in
loves
Vegas.
it there, and he's performed.
And I mean, the only thing that would change him would be money, and I don't think that money is a problem in Vegas unless you're losing on the blackjack table.
I think money's a problem in Vegas for a lot of people,
Yeah,
but for Jack Eichel, I don't think it is.
not for
especially
Cal-
coming
or,
off a career year. Yeah.
not for anyone in the Vegas Golden Knights
Stanley
management
Cup
system.
champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing okay over there.
Yeah, and we looked at it earlier on the Drew Comesso interview. He said that Jack Eichel was the best skater he's ever seen. So I mean, you're getting a top 10 player in my opinion in Jack Eichel. If you lock him up for a $15 million deal, it's going to look very good. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he's probably top 5, top 5, top 10 forward in the game.
Yeah,
especially I think he's definitely up there in terms of his two-way play. Very Barkov-esque. So
yeah,
I think $15 million for Eichel is very fair, and Vegas just got to find a way to work that in.
But somehow he's gonna end up earning more or less money than McDavid because he always comes number 2 to McDavid.
He does always come to
except
for when it comes to Stanley Cups.
Yeah, exactly.
Except when it comes to Stanley Cups.
Right.
That's the key differentiator
Correct.
there. Yeah, so McDavid's got some catching up to do there.
He does, yes.
Yeah, but we'll see. He's got time. Yeah,
another name I want to bring up, Kyle Connor.
in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I think he, it's funny because you never see that people want to go to Winnipeg, but when people
Jonathan Toews wanted to go to Winnipeg.
Yeah, Jonathan Toews wanted to go home. Okay,
But he's
that's
from there,
That's a
so,
special
yeah.
situation.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
look at like big time free agents like Nikolai Ehlers left Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But you look at all the homegrown talent that they have, guys like Scheifele and Hellebuck. When Dustin Byfuglien re-signed, that was a big number for them.
buff.
Yeah, but I mean, those guys don't normally leave Winnipeg, and I think Kyle Connor will be in that situation. But I mean, from the outside looking in, like, would you be surprised to see Kyle Connor go on the move?
I would say I'd change my answer. I'd say of those 4, he'd probably be the least surprising. I mean, he's going to make the least amount of bank up before you would think. Although he did have a big year last year, nearly 100 points.
I think he's very underrated in the game, personally.
Yeah, Ghost had been in the 4 Nations. That's okay. I'm sure he'll make up for the Olympics. But yeah, no, obviously, star player for Winnipeg there. I would say, I'd agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
One of the more underrated players. I don't really think he is anymore, though. I think he was underrated, but after this year, I don't think he really is. I think they're probably going to get it done. But like I said, I mean, this 2026 class, I mean, depending on what happens this year, it still has potential to be quite loaded. I mean, just if one of those players hits the market, man, that's going to be crazy.
And I think, we were talking about Kaprizov earlier being, so instrumental for the Wild. I think that's the same way with Kyle Connor, if not more. I mean, you could look at the team on paper.
Really?
You could look at guys like, Scheifele and Gabe Velarde, being big contributors. But Kyle Connor is the heart and soul of that team. And you look at that U23 core, and they don't know how to develop prospects.
So you think Connor's more important to the Jets than Kaprizov to the Wild?
And
Yes.
that's a hot take.
No, it's a very hot.
I respect. I don't agree with the take, but I respect your cojones to say it.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree.
Steaming hot.
Yeah, scorching hot
I
take.
mean,
It's like the sun over there. I'm sweating after that take.
But I think, you look at what the future holds. Obviously, that's a big question with Connor McDavid, what he wants to see in the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah. The next 3 to 5 years in Winnipeg, I mean, you're going to be getting, 30-year-old Connor Hellebuck, in his 30s, Mark Scheifele. They don't have the core that, someone like the Wild does or someone like, Edmonton does when they just acquired Isaac Howard. And
that's a sneaky one. That's a sneaky one. But, not to segue here, but in terms of off-season moves, the Howard to Edmonton one, that's a quiet one. That could be a big-time game changer for them. That's a team that's needed a bit more depth in that lineup in the forward core. And Howard, man, if he's up there or tries Sal McDavid,
he's a Hobie Baker winner.
He's up. He can have a big year. Yeah.
Even though Hobie Baker's winners historically have not been great. I mean, you look
up
at
and down.
You look at the last 5 years. I mean, you got guys like Celebrini, you got guys like Adam Fantilli, you got guys like Cole Caulfield who have all made a name for themselves in this league, and I think that Isaac Howard will join that list.
Very good chance. The Iceman. Right?
Yeah, the Iceman.
I was hoping the Hawks would make a swing at that from the Lightning.
Yeah, we were asked that question a lot last year.
It was talked about so much.
Yeah, I just think with the Hawks, I think forwards aren't necessarily I think they could use another top end forward, but I just think there's just so much. There's such a large quantity of players there where they just felt that wasn't really their top need. Yeah. Big time segment here. We got a new segment on CHR here. We got our 3 stars of the week that we're debuting this year on Mondays. We're going to go through the previous week and name our top 3 stars. And they don't necessarily have to do with hockey. They can do with hockey. They can do with the Hawks, or they could have absolutely nothing to do with hockey or the Blackhawks. Who would like to start off here? How about ladies first? Natalie, what are your top 3 stars of the week?
We're starting with me. So my 3rd star of the week is none other than Eric Cartman from South Park. I've been watching a lot of South Park recently, and I mean, I identify with Cartman. I mean, I'm over here and I'm just, I see on my TikTok For You page all the time where it's like Eric Cartman core, and
that's you.
It is me. One of my vocal stems this week has been "Bad Meme." I mean, Eric Cartman, comedy legend, one of the best TV characters ever created of all time. Love that. Number 2, this is probably going to be an insane poll for some people, but Mario and Sonic at the 2010 Olympic Winter Games.
What a pull!
Absolutely immaculate poll
Oh my
there.
goodness!
I love that game. I was cleaning out my basement the other day, and I was going through all of my old Wii games, and I found that, and I put it in. I played it. I'm shocked that it still works after all of these years, but I love doing the ski jump one, the bobsled, figure skating, and of course hockey. Like those ones were really fun. The Olympic Games series from Mario was just outstanding. I mean, I liked the 2012 one in London. Rhythmic gymnastics was my favorite. And it's one of the best games in the Mario world, in my opinion. And then number 1, I have to say this. It's been an interesting week. I've been very tired, trying to get back into the swing of things after relaxing all summer. So I want to shout out my friend Nick Vasitis. He gave me iced coffee this entire week. Like, I am caffeinated. I am awake right now solely because of Nick. So Mr. Nick Vasitis, thank you. Your services are greatly appreciated.
Shout out Nick.
And
Shout
I really hope you can get some key lime pie soon.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I really hope you get some key lime pie soon. You've been talking about it a lot recently, so hopefully we could get some of that in your system.
We love key lime pie.
Very
we
nice.
do love key
I
lime
had
pie.
it like 6 times this summer
It's
somehow.
so good. But yeah, that was mine. Who wants to go next?
That's a throwback, man. But before the next person, like, I used to grind that game as a kid.
It's
all
so
those Mario
good.
games I used to grind. That's
Yeah.
amazing to bring that up. I don't even know if I still have it. I may have sold it. I'm not sure. Charlie, would you like to go next?
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of, keep going on Mario here.
Yeah.
I had not the Olympic Games, but like all the sports Mario, like Mario
Super
skateboarding,
Sluggers.
Mario Super Sluggers,
Oh,
Super
wow.
Strikers, the soccer
Whoa.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out my Dayton boys that we played that for hours on end. And then Mario Party and Luigi's Paper Mansion.
Wow. That's a lot
There
of
you
pulls.
go.
Wow.
Where's, how about Super Mario Galaxy 2? Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's a great
Stop
one.
it.
Yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, we can go on and on
We
and on.
can we'll
about
be
this.
here all
We
day.
could have a 2-hour Mario pod.
We could have a whole podcast about this.
Yeah.
I love it.
My 3 stars of the week. Number 1, Chicago Cubs pitcher Cade Horton.
Yes.
Demon Cade
being
Horton.
an absolute dog on the mound.
Beast.
Looking like prime Jake Arrieta out here after the All-Star break. But yeah, just the confidence on the mound, the swagger when he walks off striking someone out. And this is his rookie year. He's having the best pitching performance post All-Star break as a rookie.
Yeah,
So-
it's Jake Arrieta-esque. I love it.
It really is. Dude. Ever since they drafted Horton, I've got his like Bowman prospect cards,
Oh, there
autographs,
we
all
go.
that. So I'm invested in Cade Horton. He's our future ace. If the playoffs started tomorrow, he'd be on the mound.
This Cubs talk is putting me to sleep.
Yeah. Go back to guaranteed rate field. For number 2 star of the week, the Portillo's burger I had on
Okay.
Tuesday.
Much better.
Oh, there we go.
I've
Understandable.
only gotten a beef and fries every time I go to Portillo's. I had their burger this time. Game changer. If you haven't had a Portillo's burger,
You're missing
Oh,
out.
it's like
Oh,
a
I
top
just
five
had the
burger
hot dog
fast
and
food.
fries.
it's actually solid. I was
No,
very
it's
surprised.
really
How would you
good.
compare it to the hot dog? Like, is it better, worse, same?
It's a burger. It's not a hot dog.
But if you had to pick one,
I'm picking the burger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I second that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
burger is
I
very
agree.
good.
I agree.
Like a Portillo's
Yeah.
dog is fine, but like I feel like I can get that at any stand in the city.
Yeah.
Just
But
go
the
to
burger,
Superdog.
Yeah.
stood up and above everything.
Fair
else.
enough. All right.
I just can't eat a whole Portillo's cheeseburger in one sitting. Like, they are
They're
big.
3rd-pound burgers, not quarter pound.
They
Yeah.
are big, and I always get mine with extra pickles. I am a pickle
Yes,
lover.
me too.
Big Alex Vlasic enjoyer.
Yes. Honestly, if you guys watch the
Good
CHR intern video, which if you haven't, you really should. It's prime content.
I think it was the least viewed video of the summer. I think because I wasn't in it.
Oh, you know what?
Okay,
we're not
all right,
talking
we don't-
about you. We're
come
not
on.
talking about you right now, Justin.
No, you were in it.
I did make a cameo at the end.
You made a
yeah.
cameo.
You were in
You
it.
made
You
a
were
couple
in
of
it.
cameos.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Never
At the
mind.
beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the
I
beginning
thought,
and
I
the end.
cooked at that line. Never mind.
Yeah, but yeah, you made a little special cameo appearance. But back to the
I probably ruined the
point.
video. Yeah, sorry guys.
No. if you saw that video while we were sitting at Billy Goat, you will see the insane amount of pickles I had on the side.
Yeah, it's like a whole patty of pickles on top of the patty.
Exactly. And I would have it no other way. I love pickles. Pickles are great. That was my PSA for the day. There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you for the public service announcement.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. I
pickle
approve this
enthusiast.
message. I approve this message.
Very nice.
All right. Number 3 star of this week for me. 3. Chicago Bears enthusiasm train, hype train, whatever you want to call it. You know, I mean, the offseason's over. We have Ben Johnson. We have our 2 top picks, Burden, Loveland. We spent a lot of money on the offensive line. You know, the Lions looked very bad without Ben Johnson leading their offense.
Yes, they did.
Yesterday.
Johnson Merchants. Yeah.
So, yeah, the Lions are Johnson Merchants. Goff, Johnson Merchant. So, yeah, my 3rd star of this week has just been all the anticipation and excitement and, you know, false hope probably as a lifelong Bears fan that we're coming up on tonight for Monday Night Football.
I love how some of these stars aren't even people, or like they're just things.
They're just things. Yeah,
they're just words.
They're just
The 3rd star is the hype train of Bears being the off-season champs, just ramping up and then, you know, diminishing.
What is that?
We've
3rd,
played
4th
these
year in a
games
row?
before.
Fourth year in a row.
Oh, boy.
Bears
4th year in a row. Yeah.
Off-season champs.
Here
of
we
the
go.
NFL.
1,000-yard stare.
This year will be different, guys. Trust me.
Delusion.
So yeah, those are my 3 stars. We can go to whoever wants to go.
Nolan.
Yeah, all right, I'll take next. My 3rd star of the week. So I work at an unnamed bar in the Chicagoland area. Don't want to dox myself too much, but I was out on the patio at this bar at around 11 o'clock, and I noticed there was a guy wearing a black sweatshirt. Shout out to Circus Cafe. He was wearing a Circus hoodie. I'm a very, very big Circus guy. That was awesome for me in high school. You know, it was only like 15 minutes away. So that's a big breakfast spot for my dad and I. And he was actually wearing the exact same sweatshirt that my dad had. So, I mean, I had to show him some love. And, you know, him and I got into like a 10-minute conversation about our love for Circus. So awesome. And then Charlie and I were also doing that before the pod started.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
love some Sarkis. Need me a bacon Loretta this week.
Yeah, no, that is very well needed. I would 100% agree. My 2nd star of the week. Sorry, Justin, for incoming Cubs talk, but I'll give it to Carson Kelly. He's been on a hot streak. I think 3 home runs in the National Series.
Yep.
Even though you know the Cubs dropped 2 of those games, which Justin will be happy about.
That's great news.
Yeah. But you know he's been good as of late, so I have to give him some love. And number 1, I did it earlier. I'll do it again. Ben Johnson. My God, I'm so excited for Ben Johnson. There was a article that I read on Twitter, I want to say about a week ago, where it was going through Hallis Hall on, you know, a regular game week for the first preseason week of the Dolphins, and there was a clip being played all throughout the halls of a 5-second knockout in the UFC, Jorge Masvidal over Ben Askren, and I mean, it just fired me up. Even sitting in the car when I was looking at it, fired me up. I can't imagine, you know, what guys like Tremaine Edmonds and guys like Jaquan Brisker and guys like Kyler Gordon, you know, what they're thinking off that. Like, I'm fired up, you know, right now talking about Ben Johnson. Like, I'm so excited for tonight. I think the Bears win.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight is the night. The Lions are Ben Johnson merchants. Shout out to Evan. I'm sorry, buddy, but you know, they're merchants, man.
Hey, you're not wrong.
While
you're booing me, I'm right.
They looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah, well.
Up until the last second touchdown by rookie Isaac Tesla, who was
What a
Big
catch.
Elon Musk
Yeah,
guy.
that was
What a catch.
Yeah,
They called
yeah.
it like incomplete at first, I think, right?
Yeah, no, that's not the only incomplete pass. That should have been a completed pass in Green Bay, right?
That's right.
I got you
the
there.
Des Bryant catch, yeah. But yeah, no, I think Ben Johnson, number 1, he might stay my number 1 if everything goes well tonight.
Yeah, well, hopefully, man. Hopefully, I won't jinx them, right?
Yeah, right.
My presence will just bring out that performance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're saving the best for last year, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I'm like, the self glaze is crazy today. Yeah, I'd say 3rd star of the week. With so much Cubs talk, enough of this utter woke nonsense. Let's get some Sox talk in here. Colson Montgomery, baby.
Yeah.
Most
is
home
good.
runs within the
Talk about
opening
too.
month of his Sox tenure since Jose Abreu back in 2014. What a pull, Jose Abreu. Is a big Abreu guy. Still have his jersey.
Yeah.
things have been downhill since he left. But
2020 MVP.
that's right. That's right, baby. The lockout shortened season MVP, or I guess the COVID shortened season MVP. So I see a lot of Jose and Colson Montgomery, man. When he hits them, man, he hits them. Those balls are gone.
You want to hear a Colson Montgomery fun fact, Justin?
What's
And I believe it was the 2020 MLB draft. The Cubs went one pick ahead
Guess
of
who
the
they
White
picked?
Sox, and they picked Jordan Wicks over Colson Montgomery.
I'm very happy
And
for
now
that.
Jordan
Yeah.
Wicks is
He's a quadruple A player.
So that didn't quite work out for you.
No, and look at how good Colson Montgomery's been.
Well, at least we have something, man. I mean, that's about all we have right now.
Yeah.
So, but better than last year, but it could only get better. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my White Sox talk. I could only do so much White Sox talk before I lose my mind. So, second star of the week, Max Verstappen, your 2025 Monza Italian Grand Prix winner. Max Verstappen absolutely cooked the McLarens of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris in subpar machinery. I mean, they had no idea what was coming. Super Max showed him who was boss, and love to see that. His first win in a few months. I miss his domination, but third win of the season, 66th of his career. He's one away from a very nice number. I won't say what that number is, but he's edging really close there. So,
Nice.
Big Max Verstappen guy. I'd love to see him take the dub this weekend. And I knew it was a good week ahead when I saw him take the win. So I'm very happy there. And my first star of the week, Dexter Morgan. Dexter Resurrection, baby. Last Friday, season finale. Absolute W show. Show of the year is Dexter Resurrection. Every single show. Absolute cinema. They finally didn't screw up an ending, which Dexter's always found a way to have the last episode of every show, suck, but not this one. And I believe it's going to be season 2, by the way, as well. So, yeah, I would say Dexter Resurrection, first star of the week. Banger show. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. I really recommend it. Dexter Resurrection, Dexter New Blood, Original Sin as well. That was just canceled, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that's my 3 stars of the week, baby.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a fun new segment. I like that. Whose idea was that?
I don't know. I think
Was it?
I think it was Boss Man's.
Was it Boss Man? It was none of us.
I think so.
It
No,
was
we
Boss
got
Man,
to
yeah.
give Tassos credit then.
Yeah, give him
that's
the
a-
sick taps.
That's a W segment
Snaps.
idea. We'll be rolling that all season. So hopefully we'll get some hockey ones in there when the season gets underway. But I figured now, like, I'm not going to have a hockey person when there's no hockey being played right now, at least relevant hockey. So
Yeah.
we'll get some
Agreed,
hockey
agreed.
guys in there soon. in the
We
future.
could have done Frondell for his preseason goal.
Yeah,
or
for his
something.
preseason. Yeah,
Cancer
preseason
off for his
play is not
preseason
going to get the
MVP.
job done for me.
It crossed my mind, but
You thought about it?
Yeah, I thought about
you
it.
thought about it, but you're like, nah, it's not. We're not quite there.
actions that matter.
I understand that. I get that. Yeah, I'd say transitioning away. I think we'd be remiss. I think we have to do this. We have to give a little moment to kind of remember and recognize Ken Dryden, a Montreal Canadiens goaltender who unfortunately passed away last week. One of the legends of the game of hockey. I mean, if you look at 1970s NHL legends, I think Ken Dryden's got to be at or near. I think probably number 1 on the list. Honestly, you look at what he accomplished: 6 Stanley Cups and 9 seasons, I want to say. It was a brief career, but man, he made hay when the sun shined, and just a dominant performance all around. A bunch of Vezinas, a bunch of awards, and when we think of hockey, think The Game, one of the better books of hockey written by Ken Dryden. Quite a career afterward as well. And being, I think, a politician, by the way, in Canada. So he's done a lot across the board for the game, beyond the game, and definitely be a legend that will be missed for sure.
He was also the color commentator for the Miracle on Ice next to Al Michaels.
That's
right.
right.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, what a pull!
Thank you.
Absolutely. Do you
Only-
believe in miracles?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. He was the wingman for that call. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love that.
only fitting two like truly legendary guys were on the call for that game.
No, Al Michaels,
Yeah.
Ken Dryden.
Al Michaels, Ken Dryden. That's unreal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He did beat our Blackhawks. I want to say it was a 71 or 73 Stanley Cup. I want to say we played them in the finals. But anytime you're playing the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final in the 1970s, you were coming out on the wrong end of the stick. You just, it was already over. They were like the 90s Bulls of the 70s. I want to say they won they won 6 cups during the 70s. And, I think five straight, if I'm not mistaken, too. So definitely one of the most dominant runs in the game of hockey of all time. And that was, I think Ken Dryden was the most important piece of those teams. So, I think...
Unreal. 5 Vezinas.
That's insane.
Yeah.
5 Vezina trophies. I mean, I don't know if you're going to see another goaltender do that again.
Yeah, you
In
won't.
today's game?
You won't. I don't think
I'm
you
not
will.
sure, man. That's tough. I mean, it's possible, but probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
legend
mean,
of the game for
there's
sure.
there's too many goalies at that cream of the crop right now who can win a Vezina every year. You look at Hellebuck, you look at Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky. I mean, there's no clear cut number one out of
Otter
them.
could be in the convo.
Yeah, Jake Ottinger. You look at a guy like Dustin Wolf coming up. Could have won the Calder last year.
Yeah, the U.S. man, they're gonna have a pretty nice goalie tandem. There.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have a trio for the ages. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's worth talking a little bit more about. We talked a little bit about the Olympics, about guys in the Hawks who could make the teams, Bedsy, Nazar, but I think we spend a little bit of time on the Canadian, U.S., especially Olympic camp rosters.
Yeah.
And I will say, what do we think? There was some drama around this. What do we think of the Lane Hudson? What do we think of him not being invited by Team USA?
I mean, I think it was pretty forthtelling when you look at guys like Frank Nazar getting invited because they went to the World
Oh, they
Championship.
cooked them when they played against each other
Yeah.
in April. Yeah.
Did Lane Hudson go to the World Championship? I don't believe
No, he
he
didn't.
did.
I think that's a part of why he wasn't
Yeah,
invited. I
yeah.
think he was extended the invite, but he didn't take it.
Yeah.
He's playing the World Juniors for the U.S. and he's won gold medals there. So he's played with the U.S. and succeeded at the international level, but not the men's. So
Obviously, it didn't affect Connor Bedard's orientation camp invite because he didn't go to the World Championship last year.
Just,
But
he's just at a different level. There,
Yeah.
they're both called their winners, but Betsy's Betsy. So I guess we could stop talking about all the drama around that then, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people made a big deal of that, but like clearly Hockey Canada doesn't seem to care.
No,
right?
I just think it's so interesting that now his dad was coming out and threatening that he'd play
yeah,
for
what's
Canada.
the deal with that?
I have no
Would
idea.
he even be able to?
I don't know if he will, honestly, because he played the World Juniors for America.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
already
the cutoff
represented
point
the
was
US,
like
so-
U17 or U18.
So I think it's too late, right?
Yeah, because I know Thomas Harley was one who was born in New York, but ended up playing for Canada. I believe he was at the Four Nations as well, but he swapped in like U17.
Somebody could fact check that, but that's an interesting. I mean, I do think I would have at least invited him. Like I know he didn't represent you in the World Championships. Whatever. Okay, I know you won gold. First time since the 30s of the World Championships. But I mean, that's one of your future defensemen right there. Even if he doesn't make the Olympic team, which he might not have. Of how deep that defensive core is. I'd still want to have him at the camp just so we can learn from those guys. And if he's not going to be there in 26, he's definitely going to be there in 2030. So I don't really see the why you would at least invite him when you have like 44 guys there. It's like whatever. That's interesting to me. Another snub on the Canadian side, Nazem Kadri. At least he thinks he was a snub. I know he had a bit of a message about that.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think he was that big of a snub personally because this isn't the Nazem Kadri that was playing in 2022 or 2018. The last time the Olympics were around, this is 2026 Nazem Kadri, who's in his mid-30s. I don't think he would make that big of an impact.
Yeah, he's still playing strong. Yeah, a good season for the Flames, but like this is Hockey Canada we're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand. I guess at least invite him to the camp, but I mean, I don't think he was going to make the team anyway. So I mean, I don't really see it as that much of a snub.
Yeah.
But I guess I can understand why.
Yeah.
Maybe rub him the wrong
making
way.
The team wasn't going to happen in my eyes, but
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah.
the veteran
Well, the camp.
leadership,
Yeah.
camaraderie, etc. That's kind of my
presence.
only reason.
I can understand
my
why
only
you take
reason
that
to
as
lean
his
inclusion.
disrespect, just to at least be invited to the camp.
Exactly. Like I'm kind of like a constant here kind of thing.
I see
I've
that.
been around. Yeah.
Yeah. Another guy I want to talk about, I'm going to tee it up a little bit, but Patrick Kane, you think he's got a shot to make Team USA? I mean, I know a lot of people saying, he's probably just invited to the camp to be a leader, respect for a USA hockey legend. But, I mean, if we think about, international hockey, this is probably his last chance. I mean,
Yes.
it is his last chance.
It will
to
be his
really,
last chance.
And Patrick Kane talked about it. It's like, that's really the only thing that's missing for me is a gold medal on the Olympic stage. So if it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen next year. But I think he's got a shot to make the team.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. I mean, he still got it.
Yeah.
Kane still got it.
Unk still got it.
I was about to say Unk still got it. But part of me feels like it wouldn't be an Olympic roster without him. Especially since in the Olympics before NHL players weren't able to play, he was always there. He is able, he could do it, and I just think it would be wrong if he wasn't there. And I guess age could be a factor, the risk of injury, but you take that chance with every single player that steps out onto the ice, the injury thing at least. But I mean, I think he has a very fair shot, and I think it could be a really good thing for him. And kind of like how you guys were mentioning, it could be really his last chance. And I hope that the people who make the decision can see that and put him on the team for one last go.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I know the Red Wings obviously are going to be his main priority throughout the year, but I think he's really going to be, putting in extra work, taking extra care of his body to make sure that, he has this last chance to play for Team USA. I think it's, like the Red Wings are the priority, but it's like 1A, 1B. Like I want to be in the best shape possible, the best, playing form possible to be selected and finally have a chance to win that again.
Yeah, and as someone who's not the biggest necessary believer in the Weiser plan, I think the Weiser plan, doing it again based on last year. The real ones understand that reference, but I think if he's going to do more winning in his career, I'm not really sure how much of that's going to happen in Detroit. So if he wants to win another championship, I think he's probably got a better shot. If he were to make the team this year for Team USA, that'd be nice. I mean, that's your best player of all time, man. Best American-born hockey player of all time. He's getting up there in age, going to be 37, but he's still got it, man. I mean, look at the coaching change. He was over a point per game under Todd McClellan. I mean, that Red Wings team last year, what he's able to do in the power play. Just that alone, his effect on the power play, his effect, in overtime, and there's shootouts in international hockey as well. You think he could have a TJ Sochi moment? He could definitely could.
That would be pretty cool.
And just as a leader in the room, man, I think that's a guy that Americans could look at and like, that's a winner, man. That's what it takes. So I really don't see the downsides of Van Patrick Kane and your team. Like, people maybe question, maybe his game, his defensive game, isn't maybe great for a tournament like this. But I mean, that double IHF game, the bigger ice, less physicality. I actually think it's perfect for Patrick Kane.
Exactly.
So I don't really see the downsides. I think they made a mistake not bringing him to the Four Nations. I hope they don't repeat that mistake. I think you need a guy who shows up in the clutch, big time moments, and that's a guy who's shown time and time again that he's able to do that. Unlike some others, unlike a certain captain of Team USA.
Fraught these trenches.
Put him on Nazar's wing if he makes it.
The Kane Nazar connection.
The Kane Nazar connection.
Oh man,
I want to see a gold medal around PK3.
Oh,
that would be one of the greatest pictures of all time.
Patrick Kane the third.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see that. And then when he's first overall in the 2040 NHL draft, and he comes to the Blackhawks. That would be like a really cool picture to have. Like, my dad was in the Olympics, and here's a picture of me like with a gold medal around my neck, and now here I am, and it would just be absolute cinema.
We're finally going to see the Kane Bedard connection.
Yes.
The Connor Bedard, Patrick Kane the third connection. We will be there.
I will say, I think it's very encouraging that he made the showcase outside of some other guys that were pretty big snubs. I'd say Brock Besser was a big snub.
Yeah.
I'd say that Nick Schmaltz, the way he's been playing in Utah the last couple of years, he was a snub.
Yeah.
So I think it's encouraging that at least he made the roster. I don't know if he makes the final roster.
That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tricky.
Think, biasly, obviously he's the greatest American player of all time. He should be there, but it's just, will he be there? I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
He may be there.
He may be there.
We'll see. I need that. We need that. It should be a fun storyline to watch this year. There should be remiss to mention the new CBA introductions are taking place in 26-27. They were confirmed. A couple interesting notes here. The playoff salary cap. So Vegas Golden Knights are not going to like that news.
Yeah.
I like this one. I wish this was here a few years back. There's now every NHL team can now have an 18, 19-year-old contract in the AHL. That would have come really in handy for the Hawks back in 2023 if Kevin Korchinski, they're figuring out, is he going to be an Ice Hog? Is he going to be in juniors or Hawks, right? They could have put him on Ice Hogs, right? As either juniors or Hawks. So
Bless you.
I wonder if there's any one of the Hawks that could apply to this when that applies. I do like that change there. I think that's been needed for a while. I've never liked that rule of 18, 19-year-olds not being able to play in the AHL.
I mean, you could look at a guy like Merrick Van Acker for this year.
Van Acker, I think that could be a
I think that could definitely be a guy who could play for
too
Rocket
good for
this year.
juniors, not quite ready for the NHL.
Yeah.
Rockford.
Nathan Bem.
Nathan Bem.
He's an
potentially.
older draft pick too, right?
Kinda
Yeah, I could see that. But I think, going back to Van Acker, I think he needs to show, what he did in his draft year was unbelievable. Last year, coming off of a shoulder surgery in the offseason. Mm-hmm. If he replicates his draft year stock, I think you're going to see him shoot up a lot of prospect lists.
We will see. We will wait and see. Yeah. We got a third segment to debut in this show.
Ooh,
Charlie, it's your time to shine. I'm going to let you handle this.
The time is now.
So, new to CHR this year. I haven't really decided what to call it yet. We could vote on it maybe later, but it is a betting segment brought to you by yours truly. I'm thinking Charlie's Wager Wire
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Chalk talk with Charlie.
Charlie's gambling corner.
Yeah, Charlie's best bets. I don't know. We'll figure out the real name of it as we go along. But every show, I'm going to be bringing 3 carefully curated and selected gambling picks. They could be hockey, they could be football. But before we get into that, I'm going to read a disclaimer. The following content may discuss topics related to gambling. Gambling can be addictive and not suitable for all individuals. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older. Please gamble responsibly and be aware of the risks.
Thank you for that, Charlie.
Beautifully
Thank
said.
you.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. So without further ado, in honor of Monday Night Football, today's first betting corner pick is the Bears plus 1.5 on the spread at home. Minus 108 odds. So if you don't know how spreads work, Bears have to either win or lose by 1. If they lose by 2, it's off. It's over. But there's today's pick, Bears plus 1.5 on the spread tonight.
I like it.
Okay.
We love
I
it.
like
Go
that.
All right.
Bears. Go
Yeah.
Bears.
Bear down, baby.
All right, pick number
Justin's
2.
got boots on the ground. Let's go.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
will bear witness.
You're going to see his bet.
We will Chicago bear
You're
witness.
going to see my bet.
And watch the bear after.
And watch the Bear. And get a
Oh my
beef.
God.
Absolutely.
So second pick, also coming to you from Monday Night Football tonight. Cole Kmet, tight end for the Bears, over 12.5 receiving yards. This is his line. It's very low. I know we have a new first-round pick coming in at tight end, Colston Loveland. But
Pressure's on. Yeah.
I think just Caleb's familiarity with, his old tight end. If something doesn't work out, Kmet's always just sitting there sometimes, wide open.
Yeah.
Sure.
I see it a few times
Yeah.
a week,
Kinda
big
sneaks around.
15-yard chunk play. He's just hanging out. Receivers are downfield.
Look in the preseason.
But
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
Kmet-
look at that Jacksonville game last year. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 12.5 is a ridiculously low line for a guy like Cole. So we're going to take the over on that at minus 109 odds. And hopping into NHL, I have one futures pick that I've put in. Connor Bedard, 30-plus goals for the season. Odds are
Smash that.
Odds are plus 105, so you get your money back on the bet and a little more. But yeah, 30 goals for Bedard this year. This is the time to step up. We all saw all the off-season training videos. He's ready to score.
Absolute cinema.
He's
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to score 30.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
I locked that in. Connor Bedard, 30 goals this year. And then tonight, we got Cole Kmet over 12.5 yards, and Bears cover the spread 1.5.
Love it.
There we go. That's all we
Perfect.
got
I
from the
love
gambling
that.
corner. Remember to gamble responsibly.
There
Yes.
you go.
It's a very
I love
wise
that.
point. I
Yeah.
think the third, the last, you saved the best bet for last there, and that's what I appreciate.
Yeah, amen.
I think you're smashing the over on any Bedsy player prop this year. I think he has a lot to prove this year. We'll have plenty more time to tee up a dart season. But
Just like Caleb Williams tonight.
just
Yeah.
like Caleb Williams tonight,
He'll be
I think
teeing 'em
that's
up.
a little bit of a precursor, a little parallel,
Yeah.
a little bit of sign of things to come there in Williams Bears land, and hopefully we see
down.
that translate in Bedard Hawks land this
Bear
year.
down.
Absolutely, I'm
Bear
so pumped for this game tonight, man.
down.
Can't wait to be there. Hopefully we see a Chicago Bears victory. I think that would feed families. That would feed Chicago.
Yes,
it
it would.
absolutely
Yes.
would. Absolutely would. Well, yeah, I think we covered it. I think we covered
Yeah.
it, team. Really solid. First show back. Good to shake off the rust, and it's good to be back. It feels like home.
Yeah.
It really does. Sweet home Chicago, baby.
Sweet home.
Good to get Chicago Hockey Radio back going for year 2. We have so much to look forward to this year. We're really happy to have you all back. A lot to look forward to. A new look show. We're fresh. We're fresh and we're clean. And we're going to
So
be
fresh and
cooking.
so
So fresh and
so
clean.
fresh and so
That's
clear.
right. Y'all got the reference.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're getting the pop culture references, Chad. I'm loving this.
Look at us,
Yeah.
man.
Making my
So
life easier.
inspirational.
Look at us.
So
Who would have
Who'da
thought?
thought?
Not me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes,
so happy to be
what is
back
it, the
with
Miley
y'all.
Cyrus? It's about the journey, not the
Not
destination.
the destination.
You're
Oh,
damn
there
right,
we
man.
go.
You're damn right.
Love
Well, I better do the close before we're gonna stay here with these pop culture references all day. So
We could.
before you leave, just a quick reminder, friendly reminder. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate your feedback. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to us. I remember I got a notification over summer. Somebody was like, I don't know what I'm going to do without these guys. But hey, we're back now. We're back for hockey season. We are working in hockey season, and we are just so pumped and apt to be back. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. We're closing in 1,000 subscribers. We're closing in. Slowly but surely. We're about, let's say 60, a little less than 60 away from 1,000. We're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Very close.
Let's let's get a rack soon. All right, 1,000.
Absolutely. I think if we can get to 1,000 by the start of the proper season here, I think that would
I'd
be
be very
that
happy
would be a
with that.
success. Hopefully we can accomplish that. The merch. Absolutely. I definitely wasn't gonna forget until you showed me there. I appreciate that, Charlie. The merch. Buy some CHR merch. We got some really nice items on the shelf there. So really appreciate. I know you all have been asking for it for a while, and it's available now. And I think there's gonna be more in the future. But definitely head to the Alithio Network site and acquire said CHR merch. A lot to like there. And like the video, sub, like I said, and tell a friend about CHR, right? Share it around. If you enjoy this, if you enjoy what we're doing, you know, share it around to your friends, your family, your pets, you know, whoever. We really appreciate that a lot. All right, that's going to do it for Monday's show. We will be back on Wednesday and on Friday, the usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday program. See you then.
See you then.
See you guys.
Cheers.